don't care if you've been getting rated for your deplorable freakout parties all night. If you love, smash that like button. Welcome to Black and the Black Times Infinity. I'm your host, Cthulhu's Prodigy, coming to you live and direct from the Beast of Smoke Me Out family with all the Jenkins, the dang shit on my left. The oldest ninja in the world, Old Ninja.
The king is dead, and no, I am your father.
I'm a far right engineer on the one's fuse, talking about on 3 sports chronos.
What you know about them freak-out supplies, bro?
1,000. 1,000.
Wow. Yeah, that's a bit excessive. You know, I'm just saying.
I know we barely just hit the surface. I know we're gonna do a deep dive, but just know that the math is not one person for one bottle. Not even close. Like it's multiple people per bottle.
Well, I mean, it depends on what kind of drugs you're doing.
Yeah, it depends on a lot. It depends on a couple of factors, but I mean, we got boxes of baby oil, exploding pagers, and I thought pagers was an obsolete technology for some reason.
No, they're not. They're still
I had no idea. I didn't know, but I didn't know people can turn them into bombs. That's new.
I can tell you the story about that if you would like to know.
I know the story.
Yeah.
No. I was just like, there's just a lot of stuff that's been going on.
We'll go into that later on.
Yeah,
Let's do the normal intro first.
Yeah.
Then we'll get into like all the other stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to do that, but I was just putting it out there. Just what do they call it, like a precursor?
Yeah. Sorry we missed a week. I had a Pink concert to go to with my daughter, and it was fucking awesome. I can talk about it later. But normal stats, listener of the week would be Apel. That's all right. That's his name. Apel. Apel.
Okay. Apel.
I can't mess that up. Maybe. I don't know. And nobody's in the chat just yet, so.
And we started. It's about to get danky. Ooh, this dankness is about to get real sticky.
Lot to cover. All right. Old Ninja, we're going to do a truncated version of pouring out beverages. What you got? Who you got?
Yeah, there's been a lot of our dealer departed. I'm only going to do 3 this week in the interest of time because we got a lot of shit to cover this week. I'm going to cover the rest of it this week. I'm going to start with this one here, Sid Vicious. Well, we're pouring out cognac this week.
Yes. That guy, he had the wavy hair, like Norman Osborn.
Yeah, so we're pouring out cognac for our dealer departed this week. Take your various, doesn't matter. Cavassier, I would say Cavassier, but we're going to be talking about the dealer. So we can just do Hennessy or VSOP of your choice. So we'll start with Sid Vicious, born Sidney Raymond Ayudi, I believe that's his last name. He was a professional wrestler known as Sid Vicious, Sid Justice, and Psycho Sid. He was 6'9" and began to grow in fame after signing to the World Championship Wrestling League in 1989, in which he was a part of the tag team of the Skyscrapers, the Staple, and the Four Horsemen. He debuted in the World Wrestling Entertainment League under the name Sid Vicious in 1991. He takes his name from the guitarist of the Sex Pistols, whose name was also Sid Vicious. He was a 6-time world champion, having won the WWF Championship twice, the WCW World Heavyweight Championship twice, and the USWA Unified World Heavyweight Championship twice. He held the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship once and headlined pay-per-views for both promotions, including the main events of the WrestleMania 8 and WrestleMania 13 in 1992 and 1997 respectively, and Starrcade in 2000. He made an appearance in the 2000 film Ready to Rumble alongside David Arquette and Scott Caan. In 2011, he appeared in the horror movie River of Darkness with fellow wrestlers Kurt Angle and Kevin Nash. That same year, he appeared in another horror movie called Death from Above with more wrestlers, with again Kurt Angle, this time James Storm, Matt Morgan, Terry Gurin, and Jessica Cressa. On August 2nd of 2012, he appeared on the CBS reality series Big Brother 14 with his son, Frank. He was a contestant. He died at the age of 63 after a long battle with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Damn, I have to say, so Sid Vicious, remember watching him wrestle when I was growing up, and he had one of the worst injuries I've ever seen on live TV when he came off the top rope, and he was going to kick. He has like this kick move that he does. He did it off the top rope, and as he went to kick it in the face, the leg that was coming down snapped in half. And it was on live TV. And then he held it up like a noodle, like on the ground. I was just like, this is terrible on live TV. So,
yeah. There's a lot of things that he did, but I had to truncate some of it because he was known for a lot of stuff. He did some first for WWE and WWF as well. So R.I.P. to him. And it sucks that he died of a form of cancer, unfortunately.
They're saying there's an echo. There's an echo. Hold on. How is this possible?
It could be me.
No,
it's probably me.
It's not you.
All of us?
No, it's something on my end.
Okay.
Which is weird. Okay, there's one. Nope, that turned. When do you guys talk?
1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, that might have fixed part of it. Okay, talk again.
Next up. I got one.
Okay, it should be fixed now. That's fucking weird.
Good?
There was like
Okay.
There's like
Well,
two of the
I'll
inputs
continue.
were like doubling up on my side. That's weird. Anyway. Yeah, we should be okay.
Yeah. Good thing you got that. So I'm gonna doubling up. I'm gonna pick this one next. This is fairly recent. Rich Homie Quan, born DeQuantes Devontae Lamar. He was a rapper with his first mainstream success was Type of Way in 2013. His 2015 single Flex, was also well received. He joined Young Thug on the Cash Money Records project Rich Gang, and often collaborated with rappers 2 Chainz and Jackie. Rich Gang had success with their 2014 hit Lifestyle. In February 2015, him, Tyga, Wale, Kid Ink, and YG released the song Ride Out, which was part of the Furious 7 soundtrack. He also worked with Gucci Mane, Future, and Young Scooter. He was found on his couch at his house in Atlanta, unresponsive by his girlfriend. He would have been 35 on October 5th. While multiple reports suggested the father of 5 died from a drug overdose, the county which he was found in, which is Georgia, Fulton County, the medical examiner there said they are awaiting test results before they release the cause of death. An autopsy started on Friday. So normally it takes 2 weeks for an autopsy. So I know there's a lot of stuff online saying he died of a drug overdose, but it's not been confirmed.
It takes way less time for a drug test, though, so I'm just saying.
True. But, I mean, so even though there may be a drug test, there could have been other factors that contributed to his death. So
it probably wasn't 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube, right?
No, it shouldn't have.
That shouldn't have happened.
Unless he ingested it, maybe not.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that.
Super young, though. Super young guy.
I guess depends on where you ingest it. I mean, wait a minute.
Damn.
Freaked out.
Damn, I wasn't ready. We already started. Oh, man.
That was gross. Or awesome. I mean, it depends on your freaks.
It depends on your perspective. Yeah, I'm about to say it depends on your perspective. It depends on how much you can take. Pun intended.
Lube helps how much you can take. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, dang. So the last one I'm picking for this week is James Earl Jones, legendary actor, famous for some of the most iconic roles in media history, and he doesn't even show his face for some of them. I feel like he needs no introduction due to the fact that his very name is known by most people. Maybe not all, but like most people on the planet know who this man is. But I'll go into it as much. I'm probably going to go a little long on this one, but here we go. It's why.
That's okay.
He's a trailblazing African-American actor for having gotten an EGOT. An EGOT, which is an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. He was inducted into the American Theater Hall of Fame in 1985. He was honored with the National Medal of Arts in 1992, the Kennedy Center Honor in 2002, the Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award in 2009, and the Academy Honorary Award in 2011. There are also a whole host of other awards that I won't even go into. Literally, it's half a page of more awards that he got. I'm not going to keep going. You can look them up. Those are just the ones that I've mentioned. there's also here's another actor that served in the military. He served in the Army, to be specific, where he was an officer and he was a pre-med in college. After the Korean War, he pursued acting. Actually, he acted while he was in the service as well. He made his acting debut on Broadway. In 1968, he won a Tony Award for his portrayal as a boxer in The Great White Hope in 1968. So yes, The Great White Hope was a play before y'all saw him before you saw Samuel Jackson play the title role. He also appeared in 1970 film adaptation as well, and he got an Academy Award and a Gold Globe nomination for his performance. He didn't win; he was just nominated. His first on-screen role was in Stanley Kubrick's Doctor Strangelove.
Oh yeah.
In 1977, he gave his voice to one of the most iconic villains in media history for Darth Vader in George Lucas's Star Wars. He would go on to star in other notable films such as The Hunt for Red October, Coming to America, and the sequel, Coming to America, Sneakers, Conan the Barbarian, Field of Dreams, The Sandlot, and then in 1994, he would again lend his voice to another iconic character of Mufasa in The Lion King. In the realm of television, he appeared in Roots the series, Heat Wave, Homicide: Life on the Street, Everwood, and Picket Fences, just to name a few. There has been video that's resurfaced showing Jones participating in making test films for the children's education series Sesame Street. The short that had the greatest impact on test audiences was one showing a bald-headed James Earl Jones counting slowly to 10. The one that I saw was him reciting the ABCs. In fact, these weren't really aired. These are only aired if you watch the DVD of Sesame Street from the early areas.
What
I think
the
from
fuck
64.
is a DVD?
Apparently, they sell DVDs, so it's the precursor to Blu-rays. There you go. There's a movie called The Man, where he unexpectedly becomes the first African American president of the United States. This movie was made in 1972. In 1977, he also received a Grammy Award for Best Spoken Word Album for Great American Documents. That was the name of the piece. When it comes to Star Wars, in 2022, his voice was used via Reese Feature software for Darth Vader in the Disney Plus miniseries Obi-Wan Kenobi. During production, Jones signed a deal with Lucasfilm, authorizing archival recordings of his voice to be used in the future to artificially generate the voice of Darth Vader.
Oh, all right.
In September of that year, in September of 2020, Jones announced that he would retire from the role of voicing Darth Vader, with the future voice roles of Vader being done by the software. But he also, before he retired, he did work for Star Wars, doing Star Wars Rebels and a few episodes, Rogue One: A Star Wars Story, Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith, and 3 lines for The Rise of Skywalker. In the live-action remake of The Lion King, James Earl Jones was the only returning cast of the original animated film. In total, he has done 200 screen credits. James had type 2 diabetes, but he died at his home in New York at the age of 93.
Wow.
So
It's,
yeah,
it's a long life,
R.I.P. to the king.
but still, wish we had more time. But yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
There's a funeral type scene in Coming to America 2 from just a couple of years ago that's worth rewatching now. You know, even at the time I was like, wow, he doesn't have, very long to go, being in his 90s. But yeah, just RIP, man. He was so iconic. His voice is always going to be remembered as well.
I feel
Just
like
his voice.
That's what I'm saying.
He is
That's
like-
why I said he was like iconic.
yeah, especially for like Generation X. Like he's probably like, if not the most iconic voice, at least one of the most iconic voices of our generation. So.
Oh, 100%. And the thing about the Sesame Street, it's funny because he was technically the first star on Sesame Street, but his episodes weren't aired. The actual broadcast of a star was Carol Burnett. She's technically the first broadcasted star, even though James Earl Jones did work. And the testing, the kids learned better when he read them ABCs or numbers. So there's that too.
He was also cited in the Reading Rainbow documentary. I didn't watch that particular episode, but he did some book review, reading, or something like that for Reading Rainbow as well.
Reading Rainbow is such
He's
an
done
underrated show. Like seriously underrated.
Yeah. He's done so much stuff. I couldn't even fit as much because literally you can do podcasts about him for days. So I try to truncate as much shit as I could. But his body of work, he has 6 decades of work.
Yeah, for real.
So
Yeah.
and being a prolific African American actor, I mean, and also he was in military service as well. So similar to Louis Gossett Jr., they both had very long careers. I remember growing up, like a lot of people consider him black entertainment royalty. To be honest,
Yeah.
him, Louis Gossett is another one. Ben Vereen, I remember Billy D, Diane Carroll. Like the list went on and on. It was like the golden age of cinema for them. So obviously Richard Roundtree could be argued as well, but another dearly departed.
Sex Machine.
Mhm.
That's what he didn't he play that? He was Sex
Yeah,
Machine,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
In
Chef.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
No, from Dusk Till Dawn, that's
I always confuse these two guys. Fuck.
No, from Dusk Till Dawn is Tom Savini. Tom Savini is Sex Machine.
Yeah, but that was the same actor though, right?
No, Tom Savini's like an Italian guy.
No. Oh yeah, you're right. Sex Machine was Tom Savini. Who was the other guy then?
Oh,
that was
the other
him,
guy, that's Roundtree. Yeah, but he turns into
Yeah, he's the guy that
But
says
he's
Sex
not
Machine. No, but
he's not Sex Machine.
I know,
Yeah,
but
he's with them. Yeah.
in the movie, he says Sex Machine after he turns into a zombie, so they get into a fight. So,
Oh, yeah.
and then he ends up being a zombie anyway. So, right guy.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, he was a badass. Like in the movie, he was like killing zombies with his bare hands.
Yeah.
He like
yeah.
ripped one of their hearts out. It was pretty awesome.
Anyway,
That movie was great.
that wasn't great. That movie. Like, I feel like I need to go back and watch it because I remember watching it like at my dad's house when I was a kid, and I was like, "What the fuck is happening here?" Because it seemed like such like a normal movie, and then all of a sudden, just like out of nowhere, there's like zombies, and it's just like you're totally bamboozled watching this movie. And I don't think you can. I don't know unless you like literally never seen it. Which if you've never seen From Dusk Till Dawn, I'm not going to give it away. I'll probably have it on the podcast before, but just go watch it. It's one of the greatest movies, in my opinion, of all time because it's so ridiculous. And I think it was Robert Rodriguez was the director, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And it was vampires, not zombies.
Yeah, vampires. And you get to see Cheech and Chong play in like 3 different roles or something like that. It's like
Yeah.
it's
You
so
get to
ridiculous.
You get to see a lot of people, and especially Salma
Salma
Hayek's
Hayek,
like
yeah.
one of her iconic scenes that
Man.
she's well known for.
Yeah.
So I was not familiar with her work prior to that movie, and I was like, "Who is this?"
Yeah,
Hold on, you never saw Desperado?
Desperado.
before that
Yeah, I was
movie?
gonna say
So I saw
Desperado.
Desperado after that.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, see, I said Desperado before. I was like, oh shit, she's back.
That's another badass movie. That's why I always
It
assume
is.
anytime I see somebody walking around with a guitar case, I always assume it's guns, not a guitar.
That's very true. It's
Yeah.
like I feel like every time we go out, you see someone with a guitar case, you're like paranoid that they're going to shoot up the place. or
Just, I mean, you never know. Better safe than shot up. Just saying.
I mean, that's true, but it's funny because like if you ever hang out with Cronus, like especially during SF Beer Week, because it happened this past SF Beer Week, someone had a fucking guitar case,
Yeah.
and he had to stop and ask him like, "Hey, you don't have any weapons in there, right?" I was like, "Dude."
He opened it up. He had I think he had a badass flying V. Yeah.
He did. He had a fucking badass guitar, but it was just hella funny because that's not the first time that's happened with you. Like we've gone out to other place, and I know someone had a guitar, and you're like, "Is there a gun in there?"
Antonio Banderas was like basically a Mexican John Wick back in the day. Like he was.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
And it's cool. It's funny because Desperado's a remake of El Mariachi, which is also a fucking awesome movie. Both
Yep.
movies are fucking awesome. So it's great.
What's not awesome is 1,000 bottles of baby oil, and
I mean, I guess it depends on how you look at it, but still.
no, there's no universe where one man should have 1,000 bottles of baby oil
I
and
mean,
lube.
Hold on.
So hold on.
His name is probably, his name's probably on the receipt, but I can guarantee he's not the only one that used it.
Not the only one using it, but the raid was on his place. So
Oh yeah, 100%.
you know,
100%.
Well, I think the
There's
thing
nothing
is,
good that comes from that.
well, no, I mean there could be. I think this is the problem is that we all know the circumstances on which this lube and baby oil was being used, and it was definitely not consensual. So that's the problem. I think like outside of a certain context, maybe. I mean, like if you're having like a consensual sex party, then yeah. I mean,
Not 1,000. Not a.
I mean, it could be a big ass sex party. So
I mean, dude, you can have one every week. I mean, it's better to have it and not need it than
you gotta
to need
be
it.
prepared.
a
For
thousand.
real.
No,
That's-
1,000 says something about what is going on.
I mean-
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's true.
It does.
Personally, I think I don't understand why it's not KY because I feel like baby oil kind of burns.
Well, they
You
said
have that
and
friction?
they said and lube, so it's a
Yeah,
combination of baby
Yeah,
oil
it's
and
true.
lube. So
They did say that. Mm-hmm.
he liked him glistening. The whole
Yeah,
time.
I was gonna say. And
Oh my god.
that's the thing. Obviously, everybody knows we're talking about Diddy, but that's the thing that gets me. Like, there's glistening, and then there's 1,000 bottles of baby lube type glistening. That's a different fucking level. And the
I
other
mean,
thing, this was
hold on. We've all.
unisexually.
Wait, say again.
I mean, we've all seen. Yeah.
There are males and females cited in.
Well, yeah, I mean that's
Oh, yeah.
that's one of the reasons why it seems so gross is because we know that he forced people to have sex with other people
Yep.
while on drugs, and then he filmed them to blackmail them. That's the main thing. I think if you there are in my mind, I could find it acceptable if things are consensual, having that much lube and baby oil. Like, get your freak on. But knowing that what he was doing was so gross to people, like
Yeah.
that's bad.
yeah,
So I want so piggybacking off of what Cronus has said, if you are doing this consensually, you can have as quote unquote freak offs on the weekly. Well, in that case, you may need a lot of like stocked up bottles of lube and baby oil. But but we all know that since this man got charged through this, here's my big takeaway from this, which is very disturbing on all accounts, that now that we had a federal agent read off in federal court documents that there was a freak off in his house, like freak off is now
not
on
one.
paper and yeah, it's freak off, okay, but now freak off is now part of the suburban lexicon now
Yes.
because of this event.
I gotta rewind the tape and back up a little bit. Remember, it was earlier this year, 2024, that Diddy got on camera apologizing for that beating of Cassie. Remember? You know,
Mhm.
Yeah, and
ugly thing in the hotel. You know, I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry. I'm embarrassed. Blah 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 blah. This is post Weinstein, post Me Too, post R. Kelly. He was still doing this off the hook, like nasty, disturbing, non-consensual shit, and thinking that he was getting away with it up until this week. Like, even after the initial, raids, and after the initial investigations, and after the stuff with the hotel stuff, this man is off the hook foul. And the other thing I'm gonna say that it keeps getting left out of this, TMZ, newspapers, the media, these hotel, thousands of people knew.
did you say Hotep? Did you say Hotep?
I said hotels.
Oh, I thought you said Hotep. I was
Yeah.
like, that's odd. All right. I was like, damn, bro. All right.
No.
Just,
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
because a lot of these were happening in hotels.
Oh, yeah.
all over. There's women and men being flown in from different countries. There's sex trafficking allegations by the thousands. A lot of people knew about this shit, and a lot of people, we've heard about Diddy parties in the like popular music and on television and whatnot since the 90s, and it's 2024 now.
Mhm.
This man has been doing
Yeah.
it decades.
well, yeah. I mean, he blackmailed
So-
folks, obviously, but I think
Yeah.
one of the main things that was crazy to me is the same thing with you, Prodigy, is the fucking pure audacity of this dude not cleaning up after himself. It's like, if you know that the feds are onto you, like, why the fuck wouldn't you get rid of, like, I don't know, all the goddamn evidence, you know? Like, you should have
Yeah.
been in there, like, shredding hard drives and getting rid of all your fucking freak off materials, cleaning up everything. But the audacity of this dude to like still keep all this shit around and being dumb as I can guarantee you he has digital copies of like all of this gross shit that happened, all of his blackmail material, and they're probably getting it right now because he just thought that, I'm good, but nah, bro, you're not good, and you never were fucking good.
So I wouldn't be surprised if he was trying to be in the process of destroying evidence, and that's why they raided, because they wanted to get it.
No, because
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. But the one thing about it that I've heard, I don't know if this is like legal stuff, because I know that they read off some of the shit that was going on, but like apparently this would take place over several days. Like literally they would do the freak off part 1 on like a Friday and literally wake up, and he'd wake them up and he would like make them keep going. Like he oiled them up again, and some people would some people would leave because they were like, I don't know, had to be runway models somewhere or something. And then he'd bring in more people. He just switch people out and just keep the party going.
Here's where I know this motherfucker was the wildest, dirtiest, nastiest, disturbing person of all time. They had allegedly IVs to give people fluids because they busted so many goddamn nuts and shit that they were out of fucking fluids in their body. They were depleted and needed to be on an IV. This is not no regular sex party. This is not no regular.
It's a freak. It's a freak off. A freak off. Say her name right. Freak off.
I'm just saying. As long as it's consensual, I don't give a fuck. But obviously, it wasn't.
This was nowhere
consensual.
And just to further add that point, one of them, because some people, it's just some freaky shit. No, one of the drugs that's also listed on here is the date rape drug.
Yeah.
So let's be fucking clear. This wasn't just a little bit of booze, a little bit of weed. Nah. He's out here kidnapping, sex trafficking, and like lots of, not just onesie twosie, lots of date rape.
Yeah, let me just segue a little bit.
You know the candy jar and that was not candy.
Yeah.
You just already know.
I'm gonna segue a little bit because I'm already seeing it, and it bothers me about the culture. Is that we're already seeing people defending this nasty motherfucker.
What?
Can we just like stop?
I haven't seen nobody defending.
I have. Like just stop.
Mm-hmm.
Don't defend him. Don't defend R. Kelly. Like we need to. When you have the dregs of our society, like just kick him to the goddamn curb. Like stop defending these nasty ass dudes. Of like doing. You already know like what they're saying is. Sometimes there's allegations. You know what I mean? Other times there is like a mountain of evidence against somebody, and you cannot deny it anymore. I mean, just listen to Cassie. I mean, fucking Maya talked about it. A whole bunch of other people have talked about it. They all talked about this shit. Like it's true, and they're,
Oh, you can't leave out Cat Williams.
Yeah, Cat Williams.
2024. He's the one busted it wide open.
Just don't defend this dude.
Give credit where credit is due. 50 Cent been talking about this nasty ass freak for over 20 years as well. Let's be real. He's talked about him in interviews. He's laughed at him. He's clowned at him. Tupac used to go off on Puffy too, and had a whole bunch of allegations against him and whatnot about how he was dirty and slimy. There's a long list of folks who've been talking about Diddy for a while, but it seems like he never stopped. Again, this is a man with grown children. You know what I mean?
So you heard, though, I don't know if you heard, one of the allegations that his oldest son was in some of these parties.
Of course.
So,
I mean, it gets, nothing good comes from 1,000. You can have a little bit of lube. I'm not anti, but God damn. Once you start going Costco warehouse, like, pallets, that's gone too far. You've gone too far.
I'm gonna stick with it. If you are doing consensual
I'm just sticking with
age
consensual.
freak-offs, consensual of age freak-offs where everyone knows the rules and date and time and all that shit, and everyone shows up, everything's cordial, and you everywhere, you're gonna need that kind of lubrication. I get it.
Honestly,
but,
I'm very confused on why Prodigy is like not understanding. You're a freaking motherfucker,
right?
bro, and you're like,
there are plenty of freaky things. I am all there for it. However, there is a limit to my being able to intellectually understand 1,000.
but you can understand a
I don't
Fuda
know,
though.
bro. Yeah, right. I mean, for all your foodies and bears, that's
Yeah.
how much fucking lube you would need anyway. Why you playing? Quit playing.
What was I think the bus was on Tuesday? That is a lot on a random ass Tuesday.
I'm just, yeah.
I mean,
Bro, Prodigy, how you gonna get through like the friction from like fucking a bear and like all the hair to get to
exactly.
like? I'm just saying, you got to get some extra lube in there.
You got to need all kinds of lube. That's at least one whole box. That's at least one whole box. One whole box alone.
You're gonna be starting forest fires.
Yeah, exactly.
while fucking Smokey.
Oh god dang. Damn. God dang.
But this
Oh man.
The other thing too, just to point out, ain't no bail.
Oh
no.
He's definitely a flight risk. Yeah.
You know, this is, you know, here's the other thing too. There's going to have to be some level of cooperation with law enforcement in terms of, there's a lot of people who knew about this. Again, you know, this is on some Epstein level.
Hold on. I think just think about how many rappers, R&B singers, politicians, models, TV stars participated,
executives,
and or knew,
or victims. Like, let's be honest, there's like a lot of victims. So
so here's the thing: when every time I saw victims, I'm thinking underage, unfortunately.
And
I feel like
there's of age. Yeah, it's both.
There's both on here.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think most of the people that were of age were consensual, and the people that were underage were definitely victims.
No, hold on. Cut this shit out. Once you talk about date rape, drugs, and shit, all that consensual stuff goes right out the fucking window. So let's be really clear on that shit. You giving somebody date rape drugs, you can't consent to anything. But also, just to be really clear on this too, again, there's male, there's female, and there's underage going on here. It's the whole fucking gamut. So yeah, it's too fucking much. A few groupies, you know, little bit of party time. That's one thing. A whole different.
You know,
level.
groupies were there. You already know groupies were there, but they were in the mix. This was a pot, like an oatmeal pot of freak off.
The other thing too is, again, there's a lot of filming, because that's where, you know, all this evidence and whatnot. There's, you know, he recorded himself and the other folks, you know, without their consent and whatnot, doing this stuff, and was using it to blackmail people and shit. Basically, he's filmed his own crimes. You know what I mean? Like, that's the feds got all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like.
I hear the dumb guys leaves the evidence of thumb drives.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You won't be around next year. The crime's too severe. It comes to the feds from the rear. Oh my god. Shout out to Ace Wayne.
I even saw Suge Knight give a goddamn a statement or whatever. I was like, "Aren't you in jail?" You know?
Yeah, that seems quite odd.
Yeah.
Like, sir, you are a felon.
Yeah.
Like, still serving time. You know what you did?
Yeah.
He's like he's a 2 strikes felon, ain't he?
Oh man. All I know is Vanilla Ice is still scared to say that man's name. You know what I mean?
Damn.
You know.
That's all bad. Also, though, so I know from this, a lot of people are like, what is it? Free Meek Mill and just other crazy ass shit. Like, you know, he's going to be on the stand in like a couple months. So
it's highly likely that Meek Mill was one of the victims. It's highly likely, not proven quite yet, that even Usher Raymond was in the mix.
Oh yeah, 100%. But also like the game, some of the other bad boy artists that are probably going to end up being there. It's going to be all kinds of shit.
I wonder if that's why Mace
So.
found Jesus.
Ooh,
Maybe. Ooh. Damn.
and yeah.
Damn.
Mace was hot for a minute, and all of a sudden
Yeah,
he was like,
and
"No,
all of a
I'm gonna be a pastor." I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
that's
Yeah,
okay.
he went to a freak off and was like, "Oh, I can't do this no more."
Dude. Once,
Damn.
yeah, a freak off.
Damn.
I can't believe that's part of everybody's vernacular now.
I told you, suburban. So we in the culture knew what a freak off was, but now suburbia knows what a freak off is. Unfortunately, under these terms, so
I mean, honestly, that must have been kind of gross because, like, to do certain things in certain orifices, like if you're not, I don't know, clean, like, it'd be kind of gross. Plus the smell of baby oil.
Yeah.
So, you know.
But here, you're absolutely right, Cronus. I completely agree. The only thing I would say though is if you're administering IVs, you have medical professionals somewhere.
Oh yeah. You have a medical team on standby.
You know,
on standby.
You can't just pull somebody off the street and be like, "Here, administer an IV." Like, you got to be.
I can give an IV, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean medical training.
You can have some.
Yeah.
You gotta have some. I'm just saying. It's just
it's a lot of folks did a lot of really bad things and were complacent or directly involved in it, and it's gross. And I hope that he pays for his crimes and his victims get some compensation because he's got a whole lot of money and he owes that at minimum to his victims. So
yeah. So I don't know if y'all saw, there's a case in Michigan that he was thrown out of court, so he got saved $100 million. So he still has that. So,
wait, a case for like freak off stuff or a case for something else?
I believe something similar or something different, but it was a whole thing. It came out today, early
that's the
this
opposite.
morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw some of it, but it was a case that was thrown out in court this morning. It was $100 million lawsuit.
And for anybody defending Diddy, again, I'm just going to reiterate this. Earlier this year, you saw with your own eyes him beating the absolute ever-loving fuck out of his girlfriend at the
Cassie.
Yeah, Cassie. And I mean, he's a drunk fucking maniac. We talked about it on the show.
Yeah.
Ever that fucking happened.
Can you imagine being so fucking crazy to like whoop the shit out of Cassie? I mean, hold on. I'm gonna preface this before I say it. If you're ugly, it doesn't mean that you deserve to get beat up. But like just imagine beating up somebody that's beautiful, and it's just like in like such a like what the fuck is wrong with you? So like, and she's famous, she makes money, and he still had the audacity to drag her through a fucking hotel. And this is what blows my mind. It's kind of what a Prodigy's point is. This hotel had this footage for how many goddamn years?
Years
of
5 years, 6, 7 years, whatever it was.
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Oh. Not to mention, at the time, Cassie was a teenager. I believe she might have been 18 at the time.
Well,
maybe 17.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if
I don't know about that. I don't think she was underage at the time, but
no, she wasn't. But she was still a teenager. She wasn't 20.
Well, even if she was 39, I mean, this was just
no. You're right, but
so you can spin a goddamn Wheel of Fortune wheel on horrible shit Puffy has been proven to have fucking done. Like there's no wiggle room on that. He's a fucking maniac monster. And again, because this was this week in terms of this particular raid and all that, him being actually arrested and shit, there's no indication whatsoever that he ever would have stopped this. He would have been 80, 90 years old.
I mean, it's obvious he was under investigation and he's still doing it. Real quick, Old Ninja, your friend Kevin is in the chat. He said, "What's up?"
Oh, what's up?
By your government name, but also your government name is on full display.
It's on. So. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to say it.
Yeah,
well, it is what it is. I'm not Diddy, so I don't need happy. Don't mind people coming after me. And I don't need baby oil. Well, at least not that much baby oil.
Yeah,
a lot of little too.
It depends on what's happening to you. You might need some.
That's true. That's true. I mean, Project. I'm still surprised. Like I figured you should know there's a time and consensual place for that amount.
Look,
So,
I'm down with all the consensual, but you can't go this far. Look, it's too much.
no, you can't. But this is kind of what happens when people that have too much money think that they're untouchable.
Yeah.
You know, they think they're above the law. And I think I'm going to say it, but this also applies to everyone's favorite Republican candidate, Donald J. Trump.
Eating dogs and cats.
I mean,
fucking crazy. Yeah. I can't believe how much this dude, I guess we're just going to segue into it, the debate. How much this dude got baited by Kamala Harris on live TV, and how triggered he got, even though all these conservative folks talk about these weak-minded, liberals, and they get triggered and they're so weak and blah blah. Look at this man on live TV, got so triggered by somebody mentioning that his crowd sizes are not that big and that people were walking out because they were tired because he was boring. And then it was over. It was over when Kamala Harris shook his fucking hand. It was over. Like, he was already just like totally out of his element. The fact that she walked past her point and met him at his own podium and shook his hand, like, it was done. She had a plan. She kept to it, and she fucked this dude up. And while fucking this dude up, she also didn't give that much actual policy speeches. But I think she had a plan, was to show how much of a clown that this dude was. And on that point, mission accomplished. Because goddamn, he had concepts of a plan. And then he talked about Haitian migrants eating dogs and cats in Ohio. Like, this was on national TV. Just think about that. National TV, this dude talking about migrants that are also here legally eating dogs and cats and possibly geese or some shit. Like, how far off the fucking rails do you have to be to even contemplate that in your mind when you're talking about a debate to become the president of the United States?
Yeah.
I mean, go ahead, Prodigy.
Yeah, I really want to bring this point home. A lot of Americans have very little
zero
sense of history when it comes to Haiti at all. Haiti's done a lot for America, specifically for a whole lot of Black Americans, but just Americans in general. But I'm not even going to go into all of that history. This was just a racist-ass trope. People have heard this racist-ass trope in the Asian American community for decades and decades and decades. It's ugly, and it's meant to dehumanize another group, and it was foul and fucked up. And then I heard his VP essentially try to fast talk it, but admit that this was bullshit and that he just floated it out there so that the media would pick up on it and, focus on American suffering, which doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. But there's no evidence whatsoever of any Haitian Americans eating any dogs, cats, wild geese just caught up in ponds and shit in Ohio or otherwise. This was fucked up racist bullshit. And it should have been called out. It should have been called out louder to me by the media. But, it is what it is.
Actually, I've heard nothing but loudness from the media. Usually they start about almost every media outlet starts out by saying they call it a trope. Some say racist trope. Some just say a false rumor. Some of them say conspiracy theorist. All of that is prefaced before any time they speak about Trump or Vance. Almost every article I've read, everyone starts with that, either trope, conspiracy theory, or rumor. Those are the three things they say before they even start about getting into the meat and potatoes of their article. Every time. That's all I see.
I don't disagree with you, Old Ninja. I don't. But I don't think that's still far enough. I think you need to also talk about the fact of how dangerous it is and how people in Ohio are getting death threats. I think you need to talk
No. So I'm going to go one step. Rolling Stones This the only one that I read that did a deep dive into the racist trope that they talked about and what was going on in Springfield. And then literally days later, apparently the Proud Boys were showing up,
Yeah.
like threatening or trying to show their presence that they're there looking for Haitians or whatnot. So, and then the mayor, because Rolling Stone brought up that the mayor had to put out a public statement saying he does not like having Trump and Vance use his town as like a political springboard, because he's like, we're not having these issues. Yes, we're having issues because we have more migrants, but they welcome them in, and it has put a strain on their resources, but they don't blatantly want to kick them out. They want to ingratiate them and incorporate these people. They want to be able to find housing and jobs for everybody. But the problem is Springfield's not a very large town, according to the mayor, and they want to accommodate their migrants. And they use this as a weapon, which he does not appreciate. So he had to put out a statement a few times, but apparently no one's listening to him.
Yeah, so I just want to give, even though we kind of glossed over like the historical thing about Haiti, I will give like a very brief overview about why it's beyond problematic to really villainize people of Haiti, especially in America. So Haiti has been, it was one of the, if not the first, countries to liberate themselves from slavery, from France. Okay. And when they did that, their prize for liberating themselves from France, from literal fucking slavery, was to impose upon Haiti a fine of freeing themselves to pay back France from all of the assets lost from France. So they were put into debt from the jump after liberating themselves, again, from fucking slavery. Okay? And they have paid this price for decades, decades, if not centuries, decades. So they were never given a fair shake from the jump. So they were, when they started the country, they were already in debt to a country that should have been fucking paying them. All right? They should have been paying them for what they did to them. But instead, it was the reverse. And while they were trying to get their shit together, while paying down this debt, you can look it up. In 1914, U.S. Marines were sent to Haiti to seize $500,000 in 1914, which in today's money is a shitload of money. They seized that money and brought it back to New York for quote unquote safekeeping. And it shames me because I'm a U.S. Marine. And the fact that my brothers at the time, not sisters, but they did that to a country that liberated themselves. We're supposed to be the good guys of like fighting against slavery, yet we're still punishing at the time, even to this day, a country that liberated themselves from slavery. And so that leads up until today. There's a lot of other fuckery that happened as well up until today. Also, including they had a huge earthquake that happened sort of recently, and they had a huge instability with, I think it was the president. I forget the name of the guy, but he got assassinated. And so that turned more turmoil for this country because they don't have a functional government and nobody's trying to help them. And so that's why we're getting, sorry, go ahead, Prodigy.
I was sorry. I just wanted to interject. There are a lot of credible accusations that there was a vested interest in the West in his assassination.
Yes. So getting back to today, because of that national instability, there's a lot of Haitian immigrants, like, because they've been displaced. If you go to parts of Haiti right now, there's a huge war that's going on there right now. And there are places in Haiti where they have literally no fucking food. And so it's so disrespectful for somebody to say they're eating dogs and cats when literally some people in Haiti right now might have to eat dogs and cats because they have no fucking food because nobody's actually helping them. Okay? And when they went to Ohio, they went there because there were jobs that were not filled because the town they went to had a population loss. So they couldn't actually fill the jobs that were needed for a couple of plants that were there. And so they're literally helping America, and they were given special status. They are not illegal immigrants or undocumented, whatever you want to call them. They're not illegals. They're here with status to help America and themselves, obviously. But like this whole thing is like so out of pocket.
Let me be really clear too. I guess I just need to say it this way to bring it home. They don't say anything to this level of racist bullshit Ukrainian immigrants from that war.
About what? Sorry,
Ukrainian immigrants.
Oh yeah,
None whatsoever. You wouldn't dare say any bullshit about Ukrainian women are cooking up pigeons, or you wouldn't say any of that bullshit. You don't ever hear that shit. You're doing this because these are black Caribbean folks from the African diaspora with obviously Haiti's history and all of that, and it's just some racist bullshit. And now just to be clear, especially for any Asian Americans listening to this, it was never cool when it was going on against Asian Americans either. And I would love to see, not that I haven't seen any of it, but some more people in those communities also loudly denounce this fucked up racist shit.
Ninja, please stop moving around. Whatever you're moving around.
Yeah, there's background noise.
It feels like you're like dragging something on something.
Oh, dang.
Better not be no baby oil. But yeah.
Well, you wouldn't hear it, baby oil. I'm just saying. Nice and smooth.
Off that cap. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fucked up. It's foul. I don't know. That shit enrages me. In fact, one of the people that taught me the very most about Haiti and Haiti's history was my freshman year college roommate over at Clark Atlanta. He was from Connecticut, but his whole family was from Haiti. I was like, he was talking to his mom one time, first semester freshman year, and he just goes into this French patois, and I was like, where the fuck is this? I thought from Connecticut,
Yeah.
But it's cool, all good, all the way around. All I'm trying to say is, fuck that racist bullshit.
Yeah, what bothers me is that JD Vance is also a U.S. Marine. Also, fuck that guy. I don't give a shit if he's a U.S. Marine. The fact that he talks about his quote unquote constituents, but he doesn't consider those migrants constituents, even though they are not undocumented or illegal, is bothersome.
Yep.
Because there are people, I don't know if they can vote. I don't know their legal status, but I know they are not here illegally. Yep. So, and they're here literally to fill a role that those people there couldn't fill. And this gets into like this whole other discussion about the lower birth rates of Americans right now, and the fact that people, if you look at like how many babies you need to have to like sustain a society, okay, mm-hmm. It's I think it's like 2.3 babies, something like that, to like replace and keep growing your society. We're below that right now. Well, I think we're below like 2 babies, and so that's why you're seeing this. Like that's the real push for all this, anti-abortion stuff. It's to have more babies. I'm not going to say what kind of babies. You can just imagine what I'm talking about. But the real fix to this is not trying to force more certain kinds of babies. The real fix to this is just open up immigration, because immigrants have more babies than native born usually. Yeah. So that's the real fix to our immigration problem, because if you don't have enough people having babies in any society, then you're going to get to a point to where not enough people are paying into your society to sustain those that retire eventually, or those that are disabled, or are not having enough tax money to like pay for like all the things that we currently enjoy, like roads and fucking electricity and shit, like a bunch of shit that is normal in any society. If you don't have enough taxpayers to like pay for this kind of stuff, then your society is going to crumble.
I'll take it back to even like late 1800s, man. Some of this shit is just old fucking folks. You can look at old newspapers from that fucking time that were just anti-immigrant or whatever. And I'm talking about like European immigrants too.
Yeah.
Just because somebody came from somewhere else on this fucking planet does not mean that they're any less fucking human or less worthy or whatever, or not trying to work or trying to skate. It's old, tired bullshit, man. It's the same shit that happens decade after decade after decade after decade.
Yeah. There's actually a couple of things. So in the chat, Domino brought up a couple of points that are really good. One of them is the cultural differences Like in some places, it's okay to eat a dog or a cat. Like that's just like it's not a like, and also other places, it's definitely not okay to eat a goddamn cow. Like if you go to India and try to eat a fucking cow, ask for a steak, you're like no. So we put everything in America through like this really weird like Western lens, because we happen to have cats and dogs as pets. But in other places, like it's a food source, and I'm not gonna poo-poo them for this, especially when there's no other viable. Actually, no, it doesn't even fucking matter. If you want to eat a dog or a cat, and they're like wild dogs and cats, like I don't really give a shit. Like do what you got to do, and also, she made a point of like having a sustainable society that basically we should have a society that people would want to have kids in. And I think right now people are kind of missing the point on that. Of like our society in America right now, there's a lot of reasons. Like if you ask, you have to ask like mainly women about this because I don't want to put this squarely on women, but I'll put this mostly on women because you have kids. Men do not. So ask them why they don't want to have children. And I'm pretty sure you're going to hear the answer of like, well, our society is kind of fucked up right now. I'm like, just think about like if you have kids, most of us have kids in this podcast. We all get kind of nervous about just sending our kids to school because you don't know if this school's going to get shot up. And that's a legit worry that if I didn't have to worry about it, it'd be something else I didn't have to worry about. So I love my I love my kids, but it's like, what's going to happen? Like if the school gets shot up or if you're in a certain, state and if they happen to get, sexually assaulted or raped and they get pregnant, like what are you going to do? And if you're in a certain state and they have to have that kid, like what are you going to do?
You know what else I find ironically funny, in a morbid ass fucking sense? It's that in rural places in this country, the Appalachia, the rural Georgias, the rural Kentuckys and whatnot, maybe even fucking rural California, I'll go there. There's a whole lot of people that low key eat roadkill.
Like, yeah.
Literally a possum or fucking raccoon died on the side of the road, got hit by that truck. I'm gonna cook that possum up. Now, I don't hear a whole lot of presidential debates about, they're eating possum, they're eating raccoon, that's not part of it. So that when I say that this is some racist bullshit trope shit, it's only directed at certain groups, for political gain. And, if Billy Bob wants to eat fucking possum, okay, fine. I think it's fucking gross. You know what I mean? But, to each their own. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But to make
baby on the nightstand.
Yes. Not to each their own on that. No. You go to the jail for that shit. That's too much lube. But yeah, look, I've seen motherfucking Duck Dynasty. Some of them motherfuckers eat left possum that's well seasoned by some tires. Let's just say that.
Yeah. That was the weird thing is like when somebody's talking about like they're killing geese and like eating them. I'm like, okay, like what is the like even in America, like what is wrong with eating a goose? Motherfuckers eat ducks all the time. We eat chickens. We eat turkeys.
And they charge a lot. They charge a lot for duck.
Like if you just
duck ain't cheap.
This is people are so brainwashed into thinking like you need to go to a store and buy this animal that's already been like sanitized, sort of. You hope, unless it was from Boar's Head or some shit, But they're so brainwashed, like not even thinking about this. Oh, like, oh my god, a geese! They're eating a goose. It's like, okay, like you can eat them.
Yeah, actually, when someone said something about goose, I was just like, damn, did they saute that with some like butter and garlic or some shit? I was, just a thought.
Look, rabbit, frog, gator. There's
leg, fried frog legs.
Good stuff. It's good eating right
fucking people in France eat goddamn escargot all the time. Nobody complains about the shit. Snails look gross. I'm just saying.
They are good. But with some butter and garlic, I mean, just saying.
Still a snail. I'm good.
I'm good.
But I'm also not gonna like, that's like their delicacy.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, Takis ain't good for you, and they're gross as fuck to me. But,
yeah, we eat way worse stuff in America. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Shit. We got
Y'all
shit.
didn't even talk about I'm pretty sure you've seen this, Cronus, where people eat like giant insects. for protein.
Oh yeah. So that's
Great source.
normal. Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's
Great source.
normal out there, not here.
mealworms, all kind of shit. So
Oh yeah.
I might not eat. I'm not. There's certain things that I'm not going. I prefer not to eat. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna eat because if I'm hungry enough, I'm gonna fucking eat something.
Yeah.
But to like denigrate a whole culture of people, maybe because it's still again, this is not proven that this ever occurred in America.
Exactly.
But to even suggest that, it's incredibly stupid. That's why I can't stand JD Vance, a fellow Marine. He's just like him and his stupid, like his whole like childless cat ladies thing. He's so like callous about it. He talks about, oh, I'm just joking, but also, these people are the problem with society. It's like, no, they're not the problem with society. You are. Like, I've had problems with like cat ladies, like literally, Prodigy knows, like with neighbors. But they were not a problem to society. They're just a personal problem to me. Like, hey, maybe don't put plates of cat food on my fucking property. I'm just saying. Like, that literally happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I still go back to my grandma on my dad's side, like going to the supermarket with her and her asking the butcher for chicken toes and me being so fucking grossed out and embarrassed like every single time. Like, what are you doing? You don't have to eat that, grandma. But, fucking. Okay. We got a brand new console?
Wait, before that, sorry. I'm going to say this, then I have to use the restroom real quick. But after the RPs, I was supposed to say something, but we didn't get to it because we went we kind of went balls deep in other stuff. Congratulations to Killer Frost, aka Hobby, or the other way around for the AKAs. He has a beautiful daughter that was born a couple days ago. So congratulations. I'm glad to have the opposite of an RP, bring in a new life into this world. And I wish your whole family the best. And we'll answer your Be the Meaty question because it's kind of deep and a little bit later in this episode. So it has to do with like raising babies. So yeah.
And
there you go.
Congrats to, I won't put her government name out on the air, but Leak.
Oh, that's her PSN. Is that her PSN? Yeah. Okay.
I've played some games with her. She's a great woman and new mom. So congrats to her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I played a few games with her. So it's funny because most of the time when we play, she's not on the mic. Like she's just like silent. She's just on mute half the time. Like, but she's actually a decent player. She plays very good co-op. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, we played some Back 4 Blood. We used to go hard on that one.
Yeah, we played Back 4 Blood. We did We played some others. We played a bunch, probably more shit than you, because she's usually there right with him. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think even Diablo 4, but in any event,
I remember. Yeah, yep.
So speaking of gaming, and I know Kronos had to step away, but there was big news in the world of Sony. Obviously, we talked about a couple weeks ago the disaster, which was Concord, and they followed that up by a great game announcement that is going to be nominated for Game of the Year, Astro Boy, but we'll talk about that later. We got a PS5 Pro that's coming in November. Its price tag was shocking to a whole lot of people. There's a whole lot of internet debate and anger, and that's too expensive and whatnot, because it's $700. It's a lot of money. I'm not discrediting that. But I will also say this, though. Just like with the PS4 Pro, which I never actually bought, you don't have to get this. Your PS games play just fine without having the Pro. So it's I know very few people that have a PS5 that is not functional and working at this point. I just think that there's sometimes internet anger about price, even when it's a truly voluntary thing that you could elect to buy or not. So, do you have any take on this, Old Ninja? What do you say?
So, you left out one kind of a critical part, is that the price tag is a base model, it is not. It does not have a drive. The drive is separate.
That is true.
The drive is an extra cost. So I'm like, oh, so you're just gonna get a digital version for $700 for what? Like, it's true you don't have to get it, but everything will run very finely on your PS5. They're not gonna nothing optimized for the PS5 is gonna be coming out, or at least not utilized to the fullest extent. I don't want to say optimized, but you'll see some improvements graphical wise and maybe some performance shit, but it's still the same fucking game on probably the PS4, PS5, and PS5 Pro. Where the example I'm going to use is The Last of Us, because there's another. I guess I saw like a demo of The Last of Us playing on the PS5 Pro and the PS5, and there's one on the PS4. I was like, do you really want to shell out that kind of money? I mean, unless there's some kind of like technical thing that I absolutely need, then there's no point in me busting out that. I mean, unless it's going to work very well with the VR, then I totally understand that. But if not, then there's like no point really. I mean, just plan on using your PS5 until it like dies, I guess, or until there's a new generation, till the PS6 basically.
Let me be perfectly real. I got a PS4 launch PS4 upstairs that's still working. Now it sounds like an aircraft carrier, but it's still running. You can play PS4 games on that shit to this day. You know what I mean? So my PS5 is working just fine. I don't have any issues with it. Now, I'm sure the Pro will make it prettier for some games coming up soon, but I don't need to do this. Cronus, we're talking PS5 Pro, just bringing you up to speed on here, getting takes on it, especially price.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. So actually, I was all in even for the price. I was fine with it, and then I learned that it was digital only, and I was just like, what? Like, you have to pay extra to get the disc drive, and it's like $70 or $80. And I'm just like, this is a huge miss. Like, don't make something $700 fucking dollars and then don't have and make it digital. Am I breaking up?
Yeah, he's breaking up for me. Yeah, you're a little. You got throttled a little bit.
You guys good now? Can you hear me?
No, you're
I'm
freezing
still breaking
up.
up. Huh? Okay, hold on.
Now
Yeah, I can feel it, but there's like a bit rate little slowdown thing.
So you guys are good for me, except for
yeah, you're.
I could see Old Ninja dropping out, but not you, Prodigy.
Okay.
Well, I see you dropping out.
Yeah, I see you froze a couple times, Cronus.
Am I okay now? Apparently not. Okay, hold on.
No, it skipped.
Hold
skipped
on.
out a bit.
I think I'm okay on like the live stream. It still shows me as a good connection. So, see something for a minute. Let me minimize some screens.
Keep going then.
I'm gonna keep talking, but I'm gonna try and troubleshoot on my end. I still have a good signal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you should be good. Keep going.
I'm good now. You can still hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You can't hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, you can?
No, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Prodigy.
It's a little better. This looks better. I think Prodigy's not talking to me. He's not talking to me anymore.
Prodigy.
I didn't. But go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna go back to full screen and bring everything back. Oh, there we go. Now it's got an error. And it's buffering. Okay. But you guys are good now, though, right?
Yeah. Now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
Anyway, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is I talking about? Oh, okay. PS5 Pro. For me, it's going to be a miss because I was okay with the price until I saw that it didn't come with a disk drive. And I was like, what? Because that's like an extra, I think, $70 to $80. And now people are already buying them up, like en masse. And it's annoying. I know it has extra horsepower, which I was okay with. And I actually don't even know the size of the hard drive. So
I thought it was terabytes.
I think it's 2 terabytes.
Two okay, then that's I would still be in for that. But like missing like the disk drive is like, what are you guys thinking? Like, just add, if it's gonna be the pro version, like put in all the things. Like, I have a ton of. Actually, maybe I could be wrong here. Okay, maybe I'm the person that's like, out of touch. But I still buy my games in a physical format, the vast majority. Unless there's literally like no choice, like Black Myth Wukong, I had no choice but to buy it in digital, so I got it in digital. But the other ones, like all the other ones that I can buy physical, I get physical. That's like 100% my go-to, because at the end of the day, the servers might go down, some shit might happen. I still want to have my physical copy of the game, and I like having physical things. Like I'm actually starting to buy physical books again because of the same reason. It's
new.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice to have.
Yeah, it is nice. I just got me a free bookcase too.
Nice. So yeah, I mean, like I don't want. Yeah, their whole business decision on that is very confusing to me. If they, I still might get it depending on the availability, because I mean I have. Not that I'm not broke, so I can afford to get one, but and I want to have another PS5 downstairs in my house. But yeah, just it seems like a miss that could have been avoided. Like you're already winning.
Yeah.
Like just take it might have been like a money thing.
Yeah.
Because I know that the prices of the PS5 rose in Japan, but it's also rose because the value of their money is stronger now because they changed their interest rates. So,
Also rose because
you froze. Yeah, he's back.
Oh, it froze. It rose because of the interest rates in Japan went from like 0 up a little bit, and so that raised the strength of their money. So they had to like raise the price of the PS5 only in Japan though.
Didn't they also raise the price of their controllers like secretly or some shit?
Yep.
Yeah, low-key,
Yeah.
But I can't complain. I got their fucking Big Daddy controller. I got the, the one where you can change out all the fucking buttons and shit. So
there you go.
Oh yeah, that's like the Pro, the Xbox Elite controller. I mean, they're nice, but I always thought that like, what's the point? Like, I don't know. For me, I don't feel like switching out all that kind of shit. I mean, it comes with extra shit. Didn't yours come with like another set of stuff you can switch out?
Yeah, like buttons and back buttons and there's a few other things that are like it feels nicer in the hand, but there's a huge and there's programmable buttons too. But PlayStation needs to really fix the battery life on their controllers. For me, it's not a huge deal because when I play like in my office, like the TV's like right there. I just plug my shit in to like, cause like on my desk is like a bunch of like plugs and stuff. So I have no problem playing here, but it doesn't have a very long battery life. It's like 4 or 5 hours maybe, which is like kind of ridiculous. And it's like one of my main beefs, even though it doesn't really affect me that much, but I can see other people that aren't sitting next to like a plug all the time, like that's a huge deal. And people might make fun of the Xbox, controllers of having AA batteries, but guess what? Them AA batteries last way longer than, the DualShock 5 and the Edge controller. So
not only that, you can buy rechargeable batteries. So you can have batteries. They come in a 4-pack, so you can have a set charging while you're playing with one. And then with one, if they blow out, you say, just walk over or pull up whatever if they're wherever they're at. Just swap them out, and you're good to go. And if worse comes to worse, then you can plug in. You can literally play without batteries and just plug it in. If you plug it into a console, it'll play.
If worse comes to worse, you steal the batteries out of her Rabbit and then just.
Oh damn! What the Rabbit has hella fucking baby oil on it though.
You don't put baby oil on the Rabbit. I'm just saying.
I mean, I'm just saying. Maybe it's a what if it's a combo of baby oil KY?
Oh, hold on, old Ninja's telling himself.
I mean, maybe. I'm just saying.
Oh shit! Shout out to Verb in the chat. He just said, "Just found us. We're dope as fuck," and then super chatted us. So thank you. So if you want to support the podcast, easiest way to do that, super chat. If you're in the live chat. So yeah. Basically super chat is just you donate money to us. So thank you. Any amount helps.
We can buy
Yeah.
another bottle of no, never mind. Never mind.
How much is baby oil?
Yeah.
I think you can get a mini bottle of baby oil.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the freak off with extra baby oil. God dang. Damn, I will never
Holy shit.
forgive that that FBI, and of course it had to be your brother reading off all the infractions, and he literally on camera and in court documents said "freak off." I'm like, bro,
Bruh.
I bet
Um,
bro.
people are complaining about it. Is a DEI hire for a good reason? I couldn't imagine a white dude up there like talking about freak off supplies. I'm just saying that'd have been a little too much.
All bad.
That'd have been a little too much for America.
Yeah.
Because you know,
So we kinda,
because if you would have said that,
oh,
white folks would have been like, "What is he talking about?" And then like seeing a black dude do it, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's probably some black shit, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will.
Yep.
There will be some people with just buku money paying this even without a drive for in anticipation for GTA 6. I think you're going to see that. Not a lot, because it is a lot of money for a lot of people. I'm not discrediting that, but folks need to really wrap their heads around what a GTA 6 launch is going to be like for the world of gaming. It's not going to be like anything else we've ever seen. It's going to be even bigger than GTA 5, and that was fucking enormous.
Yeah, I want the best possible experience because I've read that the PS5 Pro might not even be enough to like really run this game at like its at its ideal
optimum
settings. Yeah, so we will see. Like I said, I'm on the fence about it. If I can get a drive with it, maybe they'll have like a bundle, I guess. But it's still.
But you're not gonna. You won't see a bundle until January at the earliest.
Yeah. When does GTA 5 come out? Or GTA 6 come out? It's
not till the
next
end of next year. Like
it's no big
fall
rush.
of next year.
Yeah,
exactly.
But that's a good point, though, Cronus. I could easily see Sony saying, "Get your PS5 Pro, and we've bundled it with a drive and the goddamn GTA 6 game." Like,
yeah, that's the move.
$750.
No, it'd be like it'd be like $800 or more. So
yeah, it should be.
But I could see those bundles happening. I could see them right now. The ads for them all over the fucking place.
So there's going to be bundles for GTA for probably both systems. So
yeah,
I'm not. The question is, what are they going to bundle it with? Are they going to do the console plus the controller plus drive and the game, or are they going to do like headphones or some shit?
I don't think they're going to do that.
Actually.
So this is kind of weird. If like this is kind of going back to like evolutions in gaming, is people don't, actually gaming and just like tech in general is that we've been so acceptable with getting less over time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give you an example. So like when Atari and the NES came out and like even the Sega Genesis, when those all came out, they came with a single controller, at least one. They had bundles too. Remember when like the first iPhones came out, even like the early smartphones, they came with the smartphone, some headphones, a charger.
Yep.
All those things are bundled in together. Today, like you don't get any of that shit. Like you buy a PS5 or an Xbox. Actually, no, the Xbox Elite one did come with a controller, but the PlayStation didn't. My PS5 didn't come with a controller. I had to buy it separately.
Really?
No, yeah, I had to buy it separately. If you get like
both, that's crazy. My Xbox One and my Series X both came with a controller.
I bet you the next version will not.
Damn.
Yeah. And the Switch comes with controllers because it has to, because it's like built into the thing. But there's like a bunch of shit. Like now, like when you buy a smartphone now, they don't come with controllers. They don't come with headphones, and some of them don't even come with chargers, which is insane to me.
That's weird.
Yeah, how do you sell a cell phone with no way to charge it?
And what's even funnier, most cell phones nowadays, especially the top and most popular ones, are like 2 consoles total.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the fuck?
That's real talk.
I get less That's wild shit.
That's why I bought one plus phones. Like they're relatively cheap. So
Um, uh, I don't know. The last OnePlus I saw was not relatively cheap. It's almost the same as the Samsung.
nah, mine was like I want to say like $700, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
So the OnePlus something I just saw. I was at T-Mobile. They had like a OnePlus. There was the last one they had too. This was like a couple of years ago. It was like $1,000.
It
Easy.
shouldn't have been. Yeah,
It was
that seems
like
like
easily
that,
$1,000.
that seems like a lot for a OnePlus phone, but yeah.
So it was like the OnePlus like something. They had like another letter or estimation. It was like the top of the line OnePlus or whatever. It was like OnePlus One Ultra or some bullshit like that. Something. It was like easily $1,000. I was like, holy shit.
What did I buy?
was
Like I
surprised.
bought one this year. It was the latest one. I
Oh, okay.
I have a OnePlus 11, and I think it was an 11. How much did I pay for it? I'm trying to find out.
We're all looking live.
I'm looking. I don't know. It definitely was not $1,000. So
Yeah, it was crazy. The one I saw was super crazy price. It was easy. It was like just about 1,000. I'm gonna say 1,099 or some bullshit.
no,
like
because
that.
their whole thing was like not having like super expensive phones. So
That's weird.
Uh,
I mean, it might have been because T-Mobile had it, and they probably had a bunch of shit you had to pay for it. So
maybe yeah, because for me it was like the reason why I got it. 'Cause it was always top tier phones, but on the cheap. Or
Mhm.
cheap
Okay.
because like right now it's like it's $700 right now. Maybe I think maybe when I bought it was $800, but even then it was like it was cheap. So for what
Okay.
I was getting.
Okay.
um, there. I was gonna say there's news that just will never die, and that's the murder of a certain Canadian rapper.
He's been dead. He's been dead.
I mean, the Super Bowl news was just fucking huge, man. Like, I mean, if you're living under a rock, it was more last week, I think, when we didn't cast, but yeah, K-Dot's gonna perform at this year's halftime show for the goddamn Super Bowl.
If you don't know who K-Dot is and you're new, K-Dot is Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah. Just big time shit. First solo rapper to ever fucking do this shit. The other thing I want to say really fucking clearly, because I saw this really stupid internet bullshit going on where folks were saying, oh, well, the Super Bowl's in New Orleans. That means that it needs to be Lil Wayne. Let me just kill this fucking noise right now. Super Bowl locations have nothing to do with halftime performances, and they never have. I'm talking about from Prince to Michael Jackson to Beyonce. Like, they've never coincided with location in terms of, the Maroon 5, The Weeknd. It's never coincided. So that's some dumb shit that you just invented because some people are salty about it being Kendrick Lamar, which you're just a fucking hater. And then I liked Wayne earlier in his career, but there's no way you can tell me that Wayne in 2024, 2025 can put on a show like Kendrick. There's just no way, not at this level of his career or anywhere.
I'm gonna add another brick to your building. Is that the Super Bowl locations are picked 5 years in advance.
Yep.
So literally next year, the Super Bowl is in the Bay Area again. That was already picked. That was picked literally 3 years ago.
That shit was
and
weird.
So it's back at Levi Stadium. So 2026, Super Bowl 2026 will be held here in the Bay Area, and it's already the next 2-3 cities are already picked. They're already picked.
What's really weird about having it in the Bay? Jesus Christ, what's going on here? Sorry, I think I went through puberty there for a second. The last time it was in the Bay Area, it was weird because it was during SF Beer Week, and there was like people with guns everywhere. It was fucking weird because if y'all didn't know, the stadium where the Niners play is not in San Francisco anymore. It's like 40 fucking miles away in Santa Clara. So, but all the events for the Super Bowl were still in the city, San Francisco.
They're everywhere. They're
Yeah.
everywhere. When they had the events, downtown San Jose had converted part of their downtown into a football field. So they literally closed the street down and like let people just run amok. They're selling merch every fucking corner of all of downtown San Jose. Every corner of Redwood City, some of these other cities all had merch booths everywhere. They had fucking tents set up, buy all kinds of merch. Super Bowl 50, all kinds of shit. I actually bought they had a Super Bowl center in the San Francisco, and I bought a jacket from up there. And there was a Super Bowl center at Levi, so it was fucking everywhere.
Oh,
it was everywhere.
That's good to know because during SFB week I stayed to like just San Francisco.
Yeah,
so.
no, it was everywhere.
But can you imagine? I mean, obviously, we've all heard fucking Not Like Us, and obviously Kendrick has plenty of fucking hits. But playing that fucking track at the goddamn Super Bowl, it's just gonna take it into the fucking stratosphere of all-time greatest hater in the history of the fucking world. Like millions, hundreds of millions of people are gonna be watching and singing along to that shit. That's just goddamn. I've never seen a bigger public L in such a short amount of time than for that goddamn.
I mean, like we talked about it before on the podcast, is that Kendrick Lamar is trying to destroy the very idea of a Drake ever existing again.
Yep.
And I mean, if you look at like what Drake has done since he got destroyed, he hasn't done much.
Nope.
People want to talk shit about Kendrick Lamar's like last song, but honestly, his last song was like that. It was like the closing credits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I didn't expect it to be like some huge thing. It was just like literally the closing credits. He already said like he won because he did. He won. So
He said there's no second chances.
Nope. Just that's it, bro. Like there's nothing else.
So bad.
I'm looking forward to Kendrick's next album, which hopefully has zero to little or little to zero Drake content in there because I'm tired of hearing about that dude. Like what he's like one of the guys. For me, he's on like the R. Kelly level of I don't want to listen to your shit.
Yeah.
Same thing with like Chris Brown. If I hear your stuff come on, it's next. You're done.
For sure. But yeah, I just it's gonna be a whole lot of a victory lap. I too am anticipating the fuck out of this new K Dot album. I hope it drops later this year. That'd be great. But obviously, take your time. Like he releases when he fucking wants to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we got like you've had probably the most amount of new music out of K Dot in like 1 year, like spontaneously. So I'm just like amazed that this even occurred this year. Just gave us new music. But also, I still got to say, one of the best songs that Kendrick Lamar ever made is not. You will not find it on a streaming service because it's not released. It's called Cartoons and Cereal. If you have not watched it, look it up on YouTube. There's a really great music video, but it's a fan-made video. If you have epilepsy, don't watch it because there's a lot of flashing shit. But it's one of my favorite songs by Kendrick Lamar of all time, and I'm very sad that I can't stream it on my phone. I'll have to figure out another way to like add it into like my Amazon Music library so I can like play it as I'm driving and not have an extra music video playing when I'm driving. So yeah.
I will say, going back a little bit, when it was announced that Kendrick was going to perform, a lot of people were mad at Jay-Z, and I didn't fucking understand that. I'm like, how does this
He's not even relevant.
apply to him? So apparently it is relevant because Jay-Z is like a partner or co-owner of Live Nation, and Live Nation apparently picks who performs for the Super Bowl.
I honestly... Okay, sorry, keep going.
So, that being said, apparently it wasn't his main... I guess Jay-Z released a statement about why it was Kendrick and not Lil Wayne. And I didn't read the whole statement, but apparently everyone agrees with it after they read it. But there's still people mad about, Lil Wayne in the city. That's not to say that Kendrick can't bring out Lil Wayne. So...
He don't need to. Like,
I wholly understand. I agree with you, Prodigy. He doesn't need to, but he could. Yeah. It's up to him. It is his show. He does what he wants.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Couple things. Like with the Jay-Z thing, Jay-Z does not make relevant music anymore. He doesn't. Like his last couple of albums have been like so capitalistic, it's almost egregious. Like
Yeah.
what he's talking about.
Years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he makes a lot of money. I mean, he's a capitalist dude. But like I'm not gonna he's got a song called Tom Ford, which don't get me wrong, shit slaps, but he's talking about literally a fucking clothing an expensive clothing brand.
Yeah.
You know, he went a long way from drug dealing, potentially. And when it comes to Lil Wayne, like that dude, the culture kind of left that dude a couple of years ago, like when the pandemic started, like around the time of like Black Lives Matter, because he was talking a lot of shit against black people. He said he doesn't. He said He said basically that racism doesn't exist because he made it.
Yeah.
And it's like that is not how this works. It's not how this works. If you're gonna tell me that just because you made it, then everybody else can make it, then why isn't every white person a fucking billionaire like Elon Musk?
Yeah.
So just get the fuck out of here with that simple-minded bullshit. And I will call it simple-minded because it is simple-minded. Just because you made it doesn't mean that everybody else can make it. And the way that he's making money, I mean, he hasn't made music in a while. I think probably because of that.
Yeah.
Because the culture kind of just shut him down. You can look it up, like his comments on BLM and like racism.
Oh,
and,
I've seen it. It was an
it's
actual
bad.
interview. It was like ABC News or something.
Yeah.
Or Dateline or some shit. It was a fat ass and he didn't know what Black Lives Matter was. He's like, what is that?
I'm gonna
and I was like, what?
I'm gonna be petty with this shit. He also looks like a goddamn like he does not taken care of himself. The gremlinness of fucking Lil Wayne.
I'm sorry. Did you just say gremlinness?
Yeah, man.
I know what you was gonna say before you even said it, bro.
Yeah. Like, look, you've drank too much lean. Goddamn it, it's too much. Lean, baby oil, lube. I don't know what's in your cup.
Yeah.
You drank too much of it.
Man, KY and baby oil. That's
all
dude.
Like you're looking unwell. Let's just say that.
And
he's old. So he's old too, by the way.
He's not that old.
Yeah,
he really.
I mean,
he's much younger than Jay-Z.
Yeah, he's younger than Jay-Z.
You know, or he looks way older though. I mean, he just
that's fucking terrible.
I think he's younger than us, but yeah, he does look old as shit.
He does look old as shit, but this fool said gremlinness. God dang.
Yeah, he's
Where's my baby
Jesus
oil
Christ.
at?
Yeah, he's 41.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Doesn't he look all of 77? Like
yeah, goddamn,
this dude said gremlinness. I can't right now.
Holy shit. Doesn't he look all of 77? Bruh.
I can't. So you mean you're just saying he needs baby oil. That's what he needs.
He needs a lot of work.
Yeah, he definitely needs a skincare routine.
He needs a whole box.
Yeah.
He needs a whole box.
Just overall, I want you to get well, both mentally, because obviously you have some fucked up beliefs, just like Kronos alluded to, but physically too. I want you to be better off. Like, you know, look, we just talked about Rich Homie Quan dying at 34. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 34. He would have been 35 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, you can't tell me Wayne looks better. You know what I mean? Than
no, dude, Rich Homie Quan looks way younger. Way younger.
I mean, well, he is. Well, he's 34.
No, he's only like 5. He's like 6 years younger.
That's more than 5 years. Please do the math.
He's not. Well, he's not a decade younger.
You're right. But I mean, you know, some folks are just they don't take care of themselves, which is one of the things that I've noticed. Like, because you know, I'm single, and I'm like going through like online dating things, and like there's some folks that are my age that look so fucking old. Don't get me wrong. Like if you're watching me right now, I might look old to you. I don't take offense to that. I think though, I don't look that fucking old. So I don't have a lot of lines. You know, I'm not wrinkling a bunch. I have some grays, which is fine. I'm proud of my grays. I don't mind gray hair. But like when your face is like handbag material and you're like my age or younger, it's like, whew, like it's a lot. it's not.
Gremlinness. God.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Look,
take care.
you know what
Take
it
care of your
is.
meat body. You know, take care of your meat vehicle. Like
Oh my
you only got
God.
one. Doesn't last very long. So
It doesn't. Really doesn't. It really don't.
Mm,
We got some. We haven't even talked about. Because I want to kind of rewind. We kind of literally skipped over all this other stuff. We talked
hold on,
about Trump a
hold
few
on.
times.
Can you pause real quick? I'm just sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Domino got me.
Oh, okay.
She said Little Wayne looking like a Baldur's Gate 3 villain.
yeah, yes.
God dang. That's why she.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
He said gremlin, so he's a gremlin in
And-
Baldur's Gate 3.
And he
God
dang.
definitely fucked the bear.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
KY and baby oil. God.
No,
dang.
he raw dogged it. He ain't. No,
Dang.
he's fucked that
Oh,
shit.
man. Oh, my God. We
You
doing
know what?
too much today.
He didn't get the IV bag after the freakout party. He
Oh,
just-
That's the
after
problem,
Freak
yeah.
off,
Yeah.
he just left. He just left and got all. He left all raisiny and shit after
against
the
medical,
fucking. Oh,
against
all
medical
ashy and
advice.
shit.
Against
Oh,
medical
God
advice.
dang.
Like, you know what? I don't need no IV. Looking like a fucking gremlin.
Oh,
That's
I-
why he's wheezing
Yeah.
F baby. I'm just saying he's wheezing because he needs to fucking
Yeah.
rehydrate.
yeah. And he, so that means he did not use any baby oil or KY. He just just raising that shit up.
Mm-mm.
God dang.
Damn.
God dang.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
doing too much.
I will always clown Little Wayne. Easy F.
That's all bad.
Real quick. I know we're
Uh.
bouncing all over the place. I know we're bouncing, but Kronos, I gotta ask you because it felt like this was made for you. Did you see Rebel Ridge? Goddamn.
Yes. I definitely understand why you want me to watch it. I feel like you've done some crimes and you want me to like. Maybe you're gonna go to jail. Maybe you need my help. I'm just saying. I got your back. If y'all didn't know, watch the podcast. Prodigy is my actual cousin. So yeah.
I feel like when I was watching the trailer, I was just like, oh, this black Marine is an instructor for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
Yeah.
and he's taking down racists. Has Kronos watched this 50 times or 100?
Well, you know, it's funny because I put the trailer in the chat like a while ago. But obviously, I know it's hard for like all of us to keep up on the chat because like there's like times where it's like 1,000 things going on in a day.
Yep.
But yes, it wasn't on my radar. And then once you posted it, I was like, oh yeah, it came out. So I finally watched it like a week or so ago. And I mean, I loved it. It's basically fucking Rambo. Like it's Rambo with a black dude. I loved it because he's like fucking racist up and it's great. Like, especially knowing like the terms that he used in the movie was great. It's not the. Let me just premise this. It's not the best movie ever. All right,
No.
but it's an action movie.
Yeah.
It's like this is an action movie. I feel like they went back in time and made an 80s action movie and put it into to today. So if you
Yep.
don't like 80s action movies, just fucking pass on this.
Yeah.
But if you do, this shit is right up your goddamn alley. So
It's straight. When you say an 80s action movie, it has a very straightforward plot. You know what I mean? In terms of like, you know, from the very opening scene, you know that these small town hillbilly fucking cops are up to no fucking good.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know that shit's gonna fucking escalate. Like, that's all you really need to know.
Yeah. And at a certain point, like if you got a certain amount of skills and zero fucks to give, then
Mm-hmm.
you know, you can fight back. So it usually doesn't go your way. But you know, the way that they told the story, it made it make sense on like how he can like do these things and like get away with it. So yeah, like all of his tactics in the thing was just like, all right, yeah, like this is like I definitely would not stay in a hotel in a place where I knew that the cops were like running the town.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that he like it's funny because like the bike that he was riding, I think I knew the kind of bike he was riding a gravel bike, which I have a gravel bike, which is kind of hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, just like riding into town and just like fucking shit up. It was, and then giving them chances. That was like the main thing of like giving them chances to like redeem themselves and just do the right thing the whole time. Just do the right thing and the fact that they just kept like not doing the right thing. It's like, all right, well, this is on you. So take this ass whooping.
I will say this: shout out to Don Johnson, but also put Don Johnson on the suspicious list. Don Johnson of late has played too many racist ass white Southerners in terms of that role. I don't know what's going on with Don Johnson. Remember Django Unchained, and remember
Yeah.
Finn? He was like a secret Klansman in that one, and then in this one, he's kind of a off the. Don Johnson. I'm not saying I'm ready to call it yet, but you're going into some typecasting type of territory. You're approaching it. You're too good at this, and I want to know why you select these roles so often, Don Johnson. What is happening here?
He's typecast. He's basically like the he's typecast like a black dude who's always playing a thug.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
Or like that one Mexican dude that always plays fucking, what was his name? Like not Noel, but his actual name is Noel. The guy that plays Hector in all the goddamn movies.
Oh yeah. His name is Noel. Oh, he's on our fucking Instagram. He's actually really cool.
Yeah, he's a cool guy, but it's just like he always plays that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like, you know what?
And the best part, he embraces it.
Yeah. He's like, this is my range. Like this is like this is what you get.
I will dare to say it. It's like the Michelle Rodriguez style of acting, where you just show up and be Michelle Rodriguez in every single fucking movie for the last 30 years.
Yeah, but she's fine. I'm just saying.
but yeah, Don Johnson. Yeah, I'm looking at it. If he does one or two more of these, I'm calling it. Like that's it.
100% racist.
I mean,
one more goddamn. Yeah.
I feel like James Woods was like that, like back in the early 2000s, because maybe it's just the Ghost of Mississippi, because that one he went straight because he wanted that role.
So let me just say this: James Woods has said some off the hook shit.
Oh yeah, I've heard it. He tweeted it, and he doubled down.
Yeah, so James Woods is confirmed on the list, and he's hard our list, but.
Damn.
Johnson, I don't know.
So, but the weird thing about that is the person that kind of parrots him or supports him or whatever is Isaiah Washington. He's been like a puppet. Like he says almost the same thing he does. Same thing James Woods does.
The one from Grey's Anatomy that got kicked off.
Yes, he got kicked off for saying some shit about a LGBTQ. Character or person or whatever. Then he doubled down.
Yeah, I remember.
So,
dude, here's the thing. I mean, it's also like Gina Carano or whatever. Like, look, all you have to do is just shut the entire fuck up. He was on a hit show, network television that is going to be in reruns for fucking forever or whatever, like a hospital show, and couldn't shut the fuck up with his
hold on,
gay bullshit.
Hold on, this is a show that is syndicated.
Yeah, that's
running. It is running and syndicated. That's 2 paychecks.
That's money for the rest. This is like when you get syndicated. That's money for the rest of your goddamn life.
Yep.
And to throw that away because of like your bullshit views, like you have to be so racist or homophobic or transphobic or whatever to throw away literal money. Mm-hmm. And it's like it's amazing to me that people don't maybe like retrain yourself. Like just this is a capitalist society. Just go to the money. Just go to the money.
They don't care. They don't care. They would rather get a podium and let everybody know that everyone else is wrong.
But you
just like everyone that supports the whole cats and fucking dogs being eaten in Springfield. You know how many people are so on board with that shit? It's ridiculous.
Yeah. But you know what's wild to me though? Okay. If you're on network television like ABC, you know what I mean, and it's a hour-long hospital drama, this is a stereotype, but I guarantee you've interacted with some folks in the gay community doing, makeup or behind the scenes or just like you have plenty of people who you work with and see on a regular basis, that are in that community. And you still, even though you have a familiarity in terms of daily interactions, you're still that fucking bigoted. Like what, you know what I mean? it's one thing to be bigoted and never actually interact with somebody. You know what I mean? That's still wrong. But to interact and still be bigoted just means you tripling down. You know?
I told you they don't care. They don't care.
Yeah.
They do not care.
I'll laugh at him on the way down. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fuck him.
Like I said, we kind of glossed over the spot. I know a lot of people someone actually asked that we talk about it a little bit, but there was a second assassination on DJ Trump.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we didn't talk about none of that. Someone, while he was out golfing, there was someone out there ready to pop his ass, and like people were saying like, "Oh, why is nobody talking about this? Why is there people trying to kill him?" Like, well, he's not the first president that people tried to kill. So,
well, I can't. People that say, "Why is nobody talking about this?" It's all over the goddamn news.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And I'm so tired of these stupid motherfuckers that are like giving this like revisionist history of like, why is the media not covering this while they're on a news program? Like, what are you talking about? Like, they're literally like, you're on a news program talking about how nobody's talking about it. Like, you're doing the thing. Like, this is like you're literally doing the thing. Yeah. Once again, I'll have to premise this by saying I'm glad he wasn't shot and died. Like, I really am. I don't want the dude to die. I don't like the guy, but I don't want him to get shot and die. Yeah, maybe after your first assassination attempt, maybe don't go into an unsecured environment again. You know, maybe like do like less fucking golf things. Like you cannot do that, right?
Or places that have very long and wide ranges of view, where someone can easily pinpoint you.
Yeah, it's super dumb. Like he gives speeches in front of bulletproof glass while touting the Second Amendment, which is hilarious to me. Very ironic.
Mm-hmm.
But then he'll go and then like go to his golfing events that are like, it's very hard to secure these things because like golfing is like one of the most ridiculous land uses of all time. And it takes up a lot of space. And it makes a lot of work for the Secret Service. And I'm glad that the Secret Service agent identified the individual beforehand, before he was in line of sight of the former president. But it's like, man, like take a hint. Like you're putting like all this extra work on other people so you can like play golf. Like pick up a new hobby, man. Like something that's indoors. Like maybe, I don't know, play video games, fucking ping pong, something. Like figure out something else to do. I don't know, maybe bocce ball inside.
Actually, tennis could be. It is outside, but you
can do indoor tennis.
You are slightly enclosed. Yeah, well, you can do that too. Table tennis works too. You can get a pretty good workout off of table tennis.
And also just
some people not know that.
I don't know. Maybe just stop talking shit all the time. That'll probably help your cause.
He ain't stop. He's not doing that. He's gonna double down as we get closer to November. It's just gonna things are gonna pop off in this country. There's gonna be a lot of wild off shit. There's gonna be some more shit that I can't even predict what's gonna happen, but I can tell you that something will.
Let's be really clear, because I think a lot of people have already forgotten, even though it was a few years ago. It's not just about fucking November. It's after November. Because like that, all the way leading up to January and even post January, like this ain't gonna be all rainbows and fucking unicorns and shit. This is gonna be some ugly shit no matter what. And it's not toning down. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Sorry, if you rerun the tapes like the beginning of the podcast when I was talking about the debate of how Kamala Harris walked up to former President Trump and like shook his hand. That was the first time they actually met in person. Nobody really understands like the significance of that. The reason why that was the first time they met is because he did not do a peaceful transfer of power. He was the first president to not actually do all the things you're supposed to do to welcome in the new president. He was supposed to have met him, President Biden, the staff. There's a whole procedure of like handing over things to them, but he was a little bitch and he didn't do it. And that's the reason why they literally never fucking met. And that is sad.
And
just to be really clear, that puts the entire fucking country in peril in terms of that transition. There's all these things that are supposed to happen behind the scenes, as Kronos was kind of alluding to, and if they don't happen in an orderly manner, some things can not get missed completely, but not go ideally in terms of that. Here's the new secretary of blah 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 that's taking over for this department or whatever. So
yeah, it's like just
they can stall. It can stall the process, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if former President Barack Obama could do it, to a literal guy that questioned his right to being a citizen in the United States, if he could do it, then Trump could have done it.
Of course,
I'll
choose a
easily.
podcast.
Yeah.
Let me also say this. I mean, I know we got into the baby oil. I know we got into the lube, but there was another sexual escapade that we have not mentioned. Uncle Shay Shay was on live Instagram.
Shit.
Clapping them
Yeah.
cheeks.
Like, this man was growling. This man was grunting. Don't run from it. Old man was
Don't run from this pipe.
He was wilding out on this. This was.
Oh my God.
We've talked about this on this cast for many, many years. Rhino 6000 is not for the meek. It's not for the timid.
Yeah.
If you're on that Rhino 6000 gas station dick pill, it's go time.
Yeah.
And you into it.
You got them veins on your dick with capillaries popping out. Just saying.
Yep.
Yeah. You have a 30-minute grace period. After that, it's go time. And then they don't stop after. It has a 3-day fucking uptime.
Yeah. Look.
Which if you double down, you can actually put yourself at cardiac danger. You can go into cardiac arrest if you double down. So you need to be careful with that kind of shit.
You are playing roulette with this shit, but I tell you what, when the stars align, man, that Pound Town is
this
like.
dude.
And here's the thing though, he was open afterwards. He was just like, look, you know what I mean? I got into it. I was on them red pills and blue pills.
Wait, pause, Project. I gotta stop you. So for those of you who have no idea what the fuck we're talking about,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lay it out pretty flat because we went ultra culture with it. So for those of you who do not know, Shannon Sharp, he is popularly known as Uncle Shay Shay. He has a podcast, and he was having a lady over, and he somehow went on Instagram Live while he was having coitus with this woman, and it reached everywhere. It was like it potentially put his job in danger.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because this was not no regular fucking just session. This was.
This is baby oil and KY. Say it.
Luckily, in the background, there's only 5 bottles of lube and baby oil, not 1,000, so it's acceptable. You know what I mean?
Oh my God!
That's acceptable. God. There's only one lady. I'm just saying.
Yeah, man.
Oh God!
And look, I thought it was a Baldur's Gate episode. I was hearing.
This dude.
Hey,
this dude.
Hold up. Where'd the growling come from? Are the gremlins?
God.
There's Little Way in the background.
Wheezy
F baby.
Oh man,
clap them cheeks.
In the back with a tripod camera, like, oh yeah, man, put your leg up, leg up, mine.
This is it was definitely not an accident because to go on Instagram Live, you have to press a whole bunch of buttons. So.
I've never gone on Instagram Live. I have no idea. I figured it's just one button, right?
No, I mean, you have to open the app. You have to go to create. You got to press the go live. I've never actually went on Instagram Live either, but I know there's it's not just one button. You have to unlock your fucking you have to unlock your phone, open the app, and then press other buttons to go to live.
So, who's to say that his phone was locked? I mean. I don't know.
It's not locked. I'm just saying opening your phone is step 1. Whether it's locked or not, that'd be step 2. But you have to however you open your phone, you have to open your phone. It's not nobody's phone is always on.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how this accidentally. Maybe he was trying to take a picture
No,
and
bro.
he hit the wrong button.
No,
I don't know.
even
Dude.
posting a picture on Instagram, that's hard as fuck. There's so many necks you gotta press.
You could. So you can take a picture and then just save it as like a private thing. So,
But that's not on Instagram though. Like, do you not post on Instagram, bro?
I do, but I don't like make anything private. But I know you can make things private.
You can, but it's just like still, there's like so many steps you got to do while fucking
Okay.
somebody. Like, just okay, like, can we
Yeah.
still like, can we get back to that point while
Yeah.
having
Okay.
literal intercourse with somebody? You have to press a whole bunch of things.
And
Yeah.
and let's be very clear. Just audio alone, this man was into this sex. It wasn't no half-ass hearted like fucking. This was a show enough fucktown kind of party. You know what I mean? Like
So I mean,
he was putting
you
it-
have to that just means she had that good gushy, man. That's all.
Yeah, all I'm saying is you can't deviate your attention from that level of gushy fucking pounding to let me fumble with my phone and get these. Those two things are
Oh my god!
with this much
Oh,
fucking
man.
baby oil and K. Like this is.
This is awful.
He said, "Don't run from it," and started growling.
Don't run. I didn't watch the
Don't
video,
run from
so
this
yeah.
pipe.
Oh,
Don't run
man.
from this pipe.
Yeah.
God dang. The gremlinness,
Bruh.
KY,
Oh, shit.
baby oil, grunting, guttural, fucking pounded. Like, god dang.
You know.
Dang. That's all bad. I do. I mean, I have Instagram. I have like my own personal outside of our shit. But man,
Bruh.
like it sounds like a bit
If you-
much to
if
be
you-
going live.
if you have
I
to
thought it was
say-
just one button thing.
No, bro. If you have to say don't run from it, you're like fucking kidney deep. like she's having issues, and you're just like, nah, fuck that.
Oh shit!
And you're just like, see, this is why he needed. This is why he needed the fucking a couple bottles of
Oh,
lube.
shit.
Just saying, because like
there
their physical problems are
occurring.
occurring, and he's like, nah, fuck that. You don't run from it.
I'm gonna say
On
what
Instagram
I
Live.
said. Yeah, I'm gonna say what I said at the beginning of the podcast. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. I'm just
Look, somebody get the IV nurse after.
man.
Lil Wayne was there, right? He had the IV ready.
Fluid, Gatorade,
Oh my god.
Pedialyte.
Pedialyte, yeah. Some water, Gatorade, Gatorade Zero, Gatorade Extra, Gatorade Power, Powerade,
Yeah, man.
all of it.
And sometimes I will say this: you just got to burn the sheets. Like you can't wash them.
Oh,
You know, you just got to burn them. Those.
I mean, at some point in age, you buy the special sheets. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
that's true. As you get older, the thread count should increase.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
just saying.
You get protective layers on your shit. You know, I'm just saying.
hmm
Right?
Yeah,
Pro-
but
pro
I think
tip.
I think pulling out plastic is a little antiquated. I'm just saying.
No, you just you
Throw
can
'em
get
away.
a mattress liner. I'm just saying. All right,
Yes, you
Yeah.
can.
just in case.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like the mattress liner's got to go eventually over time. So
Well, I mean, you still
it's not like you're
you
keeping
still
it.
wash it, but
Yeah.
just just get a mattress
Yeah.
liner. That way, just in case. And then also have the other stuff too, like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It-
So we're getting a little later in. We got to do B Boys, B's, and BTI.
we do.
Or Ask B
Sorry,
and BTI.
we do. And this
Let's
is
get
this is gonna be like a total fucking opposite direction of what we were just talking about.
What-
But also
Mhm.
maybe not, because this is the direct result of having to get mattress liners and lube and shit like that.
Mhm.
Anyway, his question is, gotta go in for you all here with daughters. Now there's gonna be one himself in 5 months. He asked this question 5 months ago, and I kind of forgot to bring it up, so my apologies.
Jeez.
How have y'all dealt with raising daughters? At first, I
Ooh.
didn't know if I would be having a boy or a girl. I was conflicted for the longest on what I would actually hope it would be, mainly because of me thinking of the dangers they'd face in the world and what kind of dad I'd be dealing with them. Especially with a daughter, like how do y'all know how disgusting and sick men in this world can be? And because of that, all your thoughts about how to protect or shield them through all this shit just starts running across his mind constantly before she's even born. Especially having this run through your head, having hold on, I can say that part, but and then also not even to forget about the whole issue of he's gonna have a mixed kid on top of all that.
You go.
So
Go ahead.
yeah, so when it comes to having a daughter, I have two daughters, and I will say it's going to change you on a fun, or it should. I'm not going to say it is because a lot of dudes it doesn't change them at all.
Mhm.
But it should change you on a fundamental level but I think you're already on like the path because you understand at least through the question of like the possibilities of what could happen to your daughter even before she was born at the time. Now she's born, which is awesome. Congratulations. So yeah, there's things you're gonna need to pay like way more attention to um, with your daughter because obviously we have different parts. So even from the jump, as she's a baby, you got to pay attention to like how to like wash your daughter and clean her, and then like as she ages, understanding that her wants and needs are gonna be different from like what you traditionally would have wanted when you were a kid, or even now as you're an adult. Understanding that this is like they're gonna be a different kind of person than you are. They're gonna pick up a lot of your traits too, but they're probably, I'm not gonna say 100% of the time because when as kids grow, you never know. But usually, they're gonna have different wants and needs than you would have wanted, and you're gonna have to be okay with that. You're gonna need to foster that as they grow, and you're gonna want to just like really be able to take a step back as like I don't want to say like as a man, but like as a man and like set some like ego stuff aside and like some like icky stuff aside and just be the best possible person you can be for a little girl. And that can be very, very difficult for a lot of guys. Like just even like if she's like if she happens to be like a very feminine uh, girl, like learning how to like put clothes on dolls, like setting up doll houses for them, playing with dolls with them sometimes. Those are all things that are really significant to daughters. That it's not an issue when you have a boy usually. So you just have to like you have to set aside some of that. I will say like machismo aspect of like being a man and like recognize that that's not what they necessarily need all the time. So you have to recognize that they what they need from you is for you to accept them the way they are and foster that and give them what they actually need. And they'll let you know. So and hopefully if you know when you become a safe person, they'll talk to you more. They'll tell you about their needs. They're going to be emotional, and you're going to have to be, you know, available for that. And it's hard, like especially when they get to like the preteen teenage years. Prodigy is going through it right now. This shit is very fucking hard. Of like having a daughter that is going to be like crying one minute and then like screaming at you the next, and like not knowing what the fuck is happening. You know, it's like what did I do? But you have to like understand that like that's just the way it is for a while. So, what are your thoughts, Prodigy?
Yeah, I echo a lot of what you had to say. I think that B Boy will figure it out. He's got time, you know. Definitely congratulations. I didn't know what my second kid was going to be until she was born. And both myself and my son that first day were very surprised. She's a what? You know? But
He was all nunny.
yeah, exactly. But it's been great. It definitely a different perspective. My daughter, and again, everybody's different, you know. But my daughter is very affectionate, even still, which is surprising, you know. Even as she's gotten older, but also very clingy and you know needs her space and needs her time. And they go through different phases. They really do. You'll learn what those phases are. Sometimes those interests, like Cronus was talking about, are completely different from how I was as a little kid. And then other times it'll fucking surprise me.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, Dad, I really like this. Case in point, last weekend, I couldn't get my son to do this with me at all, but my daughter was watching Deep Space Nine reruns with me. You know what I mean?
That's a great show.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, and I thought it was going to be like
Great
me,
show.
me and my son, you know, but my daughter was like, nah, this is interesting. Let's go, you know? So you just never know. Every kid is different. I have a son and a daughter. There are different challenges, you know, but you'll figure it out. I have faith in you and Leak. Um, it's there are challenges, there are sickos, there are weirdos. You definitely want to protect them, and you want to teach them how to protect themselves as well. But you'll do fine. You really will. You'll learn how it is. She'll tell you things, and you'll tell her things. There's going to be some give and take, and she's always going to be your firstborn, and she's going to learn from both of you quite a bit. So I'm really excited for you, Hobby. We still need to finish the bear fucking. Like, don't forget that.
Bruh.
You know?
Bruh.
But it's
Right.
great. I appreciate this question, and any subsequent follow-up questions or whatever about parenting or just life in general, I think we've all expressed that we're open books. We'll be happy to provide any information, especially us as parents, and even, you know, folks who aren't parents like Old Ninja or whatever.
Nope.
Just helping where we can.
Yeah, and there's actually and there's
Um,
books that I've, you know. Oh, sorry. Oh, Ninja, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think from your perspective, Cronus, I think you can add to his final note because he also has mixed race children. Is there anything you want to add on that aspect?
Yeah, so it depends on so his daughter is so young that you're not. This is the unfortunate part. It's unfortunate of like even having to think like this is that you don't know if your daughter yet is going to be white passing, and so if your kid is white passing, it's not really going to be that much of an issue. So like with my oldest daughter, she's pretty much white passing, so she has been able to like bypass like a lot of the bullshit. To the point to where there's things that were said in front of her where people didn't realize that she's actually half black. And so she's had to like be in like some really awkward situations like with some racist people. But with my youngest, she's darker than I am. So that's definitely going to be, you know, a different sort of issue with her. Because I never had to worry about somebody calling my oldest like the N word. But with my youngest, I do, and like I know it's going to happen at some point, and thinking about it makes me sad because I know that on that day, some fucking little asshole is going to take something from my child, and I'm going to have to be there for her on that day and talk to her. And this is a talk that I've thought about for a long time. That we're gonna have because already somebody like one of her classmates has like called me a monkey.
Ooh, wait a minute.
Yeah, like not to my face, but like told her that your dad's a monkey. Yeah. So, and she's told me. So when people, racism it's really a learned thing.
Yep.
And so when the day comes, I hope that I can sit down with the kids' parents and like have a real conversation with them of like, what are you teaching your children like at home?
Yeah.
These are not values that I teach my children, but obviously like you don't get these thoughts from. It's not a nebulous thing. It's not natural to be a racist.
Mm-mm.
So I hope it's something that you don't ever have to go through, which is kind of a bad thing to say because you should be able to live your life having, you know, darker skin and not have a problem in the world. But also at the same time, like I wish that nobody had to deal with this sort of bullshit living where we live. But it still exists. So yeah, it's very complicated if you get what I'm saying. But I was gonna say, before that, there are a lot of really good books on parenting that you can read. I think one of the ones that I found very informative was the Montessori Method. Is a really good book to read. There's another one about like not yelling at your kids or something like that, which is like not valid for you now, but probably later on, when she becomes like 2, 3, of like how to like not yell at your kids as much. And another like pro tip as a parent, you're gonna mess up as a parent. It's okay. Everybody messes up. So just, have the grace to yourself to know that this is your first kid. You probably are not going to know what the fuck you're doing, and that's okay. That's like most parents. It's like that. And just give yourself the grace to forgive yourself for whatever might happen, and just learn how to chill out and just know that like your baby doesn't know shit. So that's like one of the main things that messed me up for a while is like they're just babies. Like they literally don't know anything. So like if they do something that might be considered like quote unquote bad, like they don't know it's bad. They're a baby. Like you're the adult, and it's your job to kind of mold them into being better people, hopefully better than you are. So I think that's the goal for like most parents, is making a better human than you are. So if you can go from that train of thought, you should be fine.
It's all going to work out. These are normal questions. This is a scary, life-changing event. You know what I mean? That first few months, you're just like, what the fuck? I'm responsible for an entire human being.
Yeah, that is fucking weird. Like, especially when you come home and you're just like, what do I do now?
Yeah. Full confession, the first time I gave my eldest son his very first bath, obviously the kitchen sink or whatever, I nearly dropped that slippery motherfucker. Like, it was like a wet, like pick a fish or something. You know what I mean? So, it was like a wet football or something like that. But caught him before he hit the ground, so that was good. You know what I mean?
That's fucking terrible. God dang.
I'll never forget.
So I hope you cannot use baby oil to dry off a kid. That does not make them like fucking shock absorbent or whatever. So
yeah, leave the baby oil with the freak out parties. You know what I mean?
Wait, no, who puts baby oil on babies?
Yeah,
I just thought about that.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
I have never once put baby oil on my actual baby.
No. That is.
I know people that have.
That is for shiny adult titties and ass. That is what that is.
God dang.
And pro wrestlers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pro wrestlers. Yeah, you're right. You're right about that.
Got to get that shiny.
Yeah, man.
You gotta get that sheen. I wonder if did boxers do it too? Nah, right? Nah.
They use Vaseline, which is also,
Vaseline on them cuts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cut man.
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
Vaseline is problematic too. I'm just saying it's petroleum on the body. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. I mean, at least
Yeah.
you're fire retardant. Anyway,
You're not fire retardant. You're pro fire.
Yep.
It's literally petroleum. You're a pro fire at that point.
Dang.
I would say
God dang.
we should wrap it because it is getting
It
a
is
little
late. Yeah.
little late, and we got plenty.
Mhm.
We left some meat on the bone. We'll cover some more stuff next week.
Oh, hold on. Before we leave, let me just need you guys to both be silent for like maybe, let me see what the time is. Give me 37 seconds. Okay.
Sorry.
You guys won't be able to see.
Don't put my shit on mute.
Yeah, you guys won't be able to see what it is, but I'm going to play it. Let me preface this right now. I put our stuff into an AI like clip generator, and I want to give you like one of the clips that it made. It dropped out like 30 something clips, and I only had to correct like one word in like this clip, and I'll just put it on for y'all to see. Let me know if you like what it did. So this is from our last actual podcast. From I forget the name of the podcast. It's like probably the Vaseline one. So I'm gonna overlay it right now, and I'm just gonna play it, and let me know what you guys think. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's playing right
The
now.
other one I'll mention though is and I think this was in the PS3 era. It totally got fucking drowned out, even though it was a great title. One of the best shooters of all time was Spec Ops: The Line. Remember that shit?
Yeah, that game when you like passed it, you're questioning life choices.
Yeah,
I felt legit bad.
dude, like that shit. Yeah, amazing fucking title. I wish they would remake that or continue that franchise. But it came out and it didn't make any fucking noise. I can't remember what else came out around that launch title, but it got drowned out that year. And then I think it was free on PS Plus or discounted or something.
Yeah. So that was it. So that was a clip. Sorry, you guys couldn't hear it. I was going to drop it in the thing, but I was just trying to do it real quickly. But like, so that clip generation, all the words except for like one word, I had to correct because it put like, it was Spec Ops: The Line, but it put like some other weird word. So I just corrected it real quick in the transcript. But all that, including the name of the clip, which is called Spec Ops: The Line, a hidden gem, with an exclamation point, was all generated by AI. And it literally like rearranged like our. So if you look at our podcast right now, like where me and Prodigy are, Prodigy is in the upper left, and I'm in the like lower middle, and it like rearranged like our faces to be on top of each other as we were talking.
Oh shit, it's good shit. Skynet gonna be the death of us.
Well, I mean, it was useful for this thing because like making clips can be, especially now that Devil Tank he got a new job, so he doesn't do like the timestamps anymore.
Oh yeah.
And so it makes it a little more difficult for me to like. I have to like literally go back through and like listen to the whole podcast, like make timestamps. I ain't got time for that, but apparently AI does. So
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, old ninja. You're still on mute, but you got anything popping this week you want to promote or tell us about?
Let's see. I'm watching Agatha All Along. It premiered tonight. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm gonna try to watch it sometime tonight. It's getting the first episode. I don't know if they dropped one or two, but everyone is liking it so far.
Two. It's 2 episodes.
Is it 2? Yeah. So I've seen some pretty good reviews so far. I really like Kathryn Hahn because I think she's actually really funny. But this one's like I don't know what to expect from the series, but everybody seems to love Aubrey Plaza because she's quirky and she can be scary sometimes. I'm with it. I plan on watching this out. I really like WandaVision when it came out. This is kind of like a little sequel to the series, I guess. But I plan on watching it. I'm playing Star Wars Outlaws despite we didn't get into it tonight. I do want to give my review. I don't know if you're still playing Cronus, if you kind of rage quit or something.
Wait, which game?
Star Wars Outlaws.
Oh, Space Marine 2 came out, and
yeah. I figured, and I've seen really great shit about Space Marine. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah,
but I'm not playing it.
Y'all need to get it.
Mm-hmm. Nah, well, B-Boy has it. B-Boy's been talking about it for months, so I know he's gonna play it. So I respect the Warhammer community. I love what their enthusiasm, but that's too much fucking lore for me to jump in. Because like, someone tried to explain this shit to me. There's fucking books, figurines, and shit. I'm like,
don't worry about any of that. You can jump into Space Marine 2 and beat just fine. Even though I played Space Marine 1, which I can't even fucking remember at this point. The only reason why I know I played the game is because I have trophies of it. But and I play other Warhammer games before, but you can jump into this game with no lore whatsoever. You'll be just fine.
I get that, but for me, it's just been. I've talked to B-Boy about this a few times because he tried to give me the abridged version. I really want to respect the lore because there's a lot of shit in there and it sounds fucking great. I'm like, dude, do I really want to get into it? So I'm like super debating, but I want to like kind of get in. Like, I know that some people consider Event Horizon to be like the prequel to this shit, but this has been going on for literal decades. And I really respect the shit, but I'm just not really into it. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get War Marine. Maybe I'll get Space Marine one day.
We'll play the game. If you like Gears of War, this is basically a better Gears of War for 2024.
Okay. We'll see. I mean, I'm debating about some stuff. Plus, what else? Oh, I'm really waiting on Jump Ship. That's the game I really want to get into.
Okay.
I guess it's supposed to be coming out, but we'll see. But yeah, Agatha All Along, Star Wars Outlaws. I guess it's fucking Call of Duty updated with their new shit today. I haven't even seen it or whatever. I'm probably gonna get back into that because a lot of people have been playing. They've been, I've been winning that Warzone, which is very very rare for me. So, been doing that, and then I think that's kind of it.
Yeah.
Oh, and I started my new job. So there you go.
Good shit.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I think.
Tell us what you got.
Last week was both good and bad, I guess. The good part was I went to a Pink concert, which I didn't get to talk about in the podcast. Cliff Notes. Pink is pretty awesome, actually, like especially live. Like this chick literally flew around Petco Park, flew around, was doing flips and shit while singing. I don't understand how it's even possible, but yeah, she definitely put on a performance. There was fireworks, her flying around, whole big thing. My daughter had an excellent time. Like the look of wonder on her face while watching Pink do her thing was great. Shout out to Vet Tix, which is veterans tickets, short for. Basically, it's a way for veterans to get free tickets to shows. Yeah, that's how I got a free ticket to the Pink concert, which is great. So if you're a veteran and you want to get some free shit, like go on vettix.com because it was a really easy way for me to get the free tickets. I paid I think $14 for processing because it had to go through Ticketmaster. But yeah, I mean $14 for I got 3 tickets, and
There you go.
it was great. My view was it wasn't the greatest seats, but it was free, so I don't really care, and it was still awesome. So it's a great service. Other than that, I had a rough week. I want to give a shout out to everybody that reached out to me over the past couple of days because I said I had a rough, especially yesterday was really bad. But I'm better now. So thanks to everybody that reached out to me. Especially thanks to Papa Bear and Enrique. We had a video call yesterday after I was already starting to feel better. So, but it made it even better to catch up with those guys. Sometimes I forget that I have people that are there that I can talk to.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's hard. But I try to make use of it when I can. So if y'all are going through any kind of struggle, if you have people around you, just reach out to them if you can. I know it's hard, but they'll make you feel better. So, especially if you have a professional, obviously utilize your professional, but also you have other people that can help you as well. So that's my PSA for this week. My mental health PSA. Reach out to folks if you need help.
Very important. I get it. I don't have anything profound. Just still doing my Deep Space Nine stuff.
Fucking bears.
Fucking
Yeah, fucking man.
I will say this in the most
With no baby oil either. That's fucking terrible. Dude.
Yeah, in the most platonic way possible. But it was very much fun. I know B-Boy has other priorities, but it was very much fun to tag team them bears with B-Boy. You know what I mean? Usually I would.
Bruh, you're having Baldur's Gate freak offs, bro.
Yeah. He's got a polycube with a bear.
With your fucking gremlins having ass.
Baldur's Gate is too sexually free for there. I haven't even gotten to the twin elves that actually join in and create a foursome. Anyway,
too much.
It's wild. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I just hope to
wait.
Oh, go ahead.
Where are you in DS9?
So he's the emissary, Captain Sisko, and
that's the first episode, bro.
No, but they did something where he broke that tablet, and
oh yeah, okay.
His son was the evil one, and that's where I am.
Oh, you're still pretty early on, but yeah, things get wilder as you go on. So is Jadzia still there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've all watched it back in the day, right? So
No, I just recently watched it because I was
Oh.
hating on it. I was hating on it fucking hard.
Bro, like,
And then when I finally watched it, as an older person, I appreciated what DS9 gave to everybody, and I really slept on it. And I was like told by like, close family members like, "Hey, you should be watching this." Like, I don't understand why you watch this. I tried. The first season has two. There's a few episodes that are kind of boring. Like when they bring in Q, that was like the worst fucking episode. That was terrible. And then like there's some other boring ass shit, but then they kind of fix that shit and it goes fucking ham
once they get
from
the
season 2 on.
once they get the Defiant, man, I was like, holy
Even
shit.
before the Defiant, they shit goes ham. I was like, what the fuck? When they get to Defiant, it goes up just another 10 levels.
Yeah.
It goes fucking crazy.
It's a
Crazy stuff.
It's a great series. I'm mad at myself that I didn't watch it way back in the day, but I'm fixing that fucking shit now. So
Yeah, I mean, there's some really good fucking Black Father fucking episodes that people to this day still talk about. Benjamin Sisko is the only captain with a child, and like his son goes from like a preteen to a man throughout the series, and like there are some very touching father moments in that fucking show that like even today is like wild shit.
Which pissed me off in some ways because I was just like, hey, 14-year-old son of mine, like, what the fuck? What do you mean you don't want to sit down and watch this?
He don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
He's like, look at this dude. He's a better dad than you. I'm not watching this shit.
Look, he captains the whole shit. What the fuck are you doing? Fucking bear? You fucking bears? Fuck all that shit.
Yeah. So,
God damn.
Look at you. You can walk to work.
Oh,
This
yeah.
dude is like literally spanning the goddamn universe.
Yeah, right? This he's going through wormholes and shit. What you doing? Like,
Exactly.
damn.
But
Yeah, just be ready. Shit's about to pop out. When they meet the Dominion, it's
Yeah,
super
Dominion
crazy.
is great.
So.
I can't wait. It's a great series. Really, really loving that. And I will say this too. I'm on the hunt for
Red October? Oh, sorry.
that as well.
R.I.P. James Earl Jones.
Yeah, for some good new fall anime. So I'm gonna try out
Dan to Dan. That's on my list.
Dan to Dan. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that shit looks insane.
I'm down to try a few new ones. So yeah, I'm committed to watching some more anime because I can't just keep watching Interspecies Reviewer for the rest of my life. Right?
Yeah.
No, speaking of which, did you find season 2? Apparently season 2 is out in a while. So
Ain't no way of Interspecies.
I've seen some I'm like, this is in the first season. Apparently there's a second season. There might even be a third. You might want to do some research.
All right. Well, we got to end it because I got to use the bathroom.
All right.
For sure.
Yeah.
All right, you just experienced Black and Black Times Infinity, the dankest podcast on the internet. Check us out anywhere and everywhere. BTI. Just know that we go live every Wednesday on YouTube, 8:30-ish Pacific time. Email us at btbti@gmail.com. Follow us anywhere and everywhere, any socials, BTI, except for True Social. Actually, we might be on there too.
We are definitely not.
I mean, you never know.
No, I mean, I know.
Check out our official website, bidhandproductions.com/BThanBTI, BTHANBTI. Yeah.
All right, we're out this bitch.
Don't growl on them rhinos for 6,000.
K